Mm.
Josh and Eli in the dance tonight. Caught between wrong and what feels kinda right. The left says join us, the right says you're late. But both sides just argue while we clean the plate. We spin left, we spin right, chasing truth in the fight. But this cha-cha's a mess. No one's dressed for success. Stuck in the middle, hey, what can we do? The world is a circus, we juggle the view. Good brace your patriot with the hat askew. But stuck in the middle, that's me and you. They yell from the towers with flags held so high, while we sip our coffee and side-eye the sky. Pick a team, they all shout, but we've got no rush. It's hard to pick sides when both sides are hush-hush. We laugh loud, we think deep, no promises to keep. Both red and blue they stew, but we're salsa in the stew. Stuck in the middle, hey, what can we do? The world is a circus, we juggle the view. But Brexit patriot with the hat askew. But stuck in the middle, that's me and you.
Golden.
What is that?
Golden.
What might that be? I'll tell you what this is.
Something that's.
I'll tell you what that is. That's Josh. That's Eli. This is Stuck in the Middle. That's who we are. Hey, you're out of focus. Come back. There, A's back. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I know you can barely hear me.
Right now, when the music's playing, I'm pretty much deaf.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, you go. You.
Yeah, no. But we're happy to be back, by God. Here we are. I think we're just rounding off before the month closes, and it has been quite an eventful few days, let alone a week. Shit, with that being said.
Let alone a year. Let alone a year, let alone half a year since we came back. We're not going to get all sentimental on the year's end on this one. We still got one more show under our belts. Hopefully that'll be Thursday. But yeah, what a heck of a week it's been as far as just news goes in general. My life pretty boring. Apparently outside of my life and everyone else's life, pretty fucking chaotic and hectic out there. But listen, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for tuning in to us on this fine day of Tues. We appreciate you. If you're new to this area, this program, give us a like. It would be much appreciated. And we promise you something cool in return, like maybe like a funny joke or I don't know. We're figuring that part out. A sody pop, yes.
At the very least.
Very good. Very good.
Also, not to self-glaze, but we never go out there to ask for any monetary gain or anything. We're just here, honestly, for the engagement, to get our voices heard, more importantly, to have all of your voices heard. This is about engagement and trying to be as civil as humanly possible, and phone lines do open up at some portion of the show. So thank you again for being here. Well, I am Progressive Patriot,
Indeed.
as my co-host has already pointed out. It has been chaotic, and I think it's just been within a span of, 3 days, it feels like the world has kind of gone apart.
The world's cracking.
And it seems to be cracking at the seams. I know I'm personally exhausted about one aspect, but another tragedy rears its ugly head, and it just compounds and compounds. And then the president that I'm so wildly, vocal about supporting does something that I have to call out, because at least on this show, we do maintain our consistency. We never want to be seen as being too damn one-sided, as often is popular to be, pointed at and scolded. You did this, so you must be a that.
Yes, indubitably. Wow, I'm just starting off with a Biden. I hope YouTube didn't screw us over. Last week we had little issues with getting the whole stream key set up because they changed the format of the YouTube live streaming homepage. And now, as Eli said, we just hit the live button, and he said an ad played before his thing. So hopefully that doesn't fuck up any of our reach, because I don't know if when you're doing the YouTube doom scrolling on the vertical lives that you stumble across ones with ads. So whoopsie daisy.
And another one played mid-roll. So
good God. Oh no. I don't know what to do about that. We can't do anything right now.
Just got to shake it off, and we're going to do the show. That's what
our
we're
apologies
here for. God bless one and all. Thank you for joining, and we're just going to break right in. Sincerely, what is the first thing we want to talk about? All right, is it the Rob Reiner tragedy? Is it the massacre, dare I call it? I mean, by Australian standards, that's what it was.
I mean, even by American standards, is what it was. Hey, speaking of that, the thing that happened there in Australia, what was that hunk of metal you were throwing up on the screen there before we started? I didn't even know what that was. It looked like a star of some sorts.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of reserving something that I need to say, because it is at the very depth from the bottom to the top of my soul, and it is something that I don't want to by any means exhaust you amazing people out in the audience land. We're thankful. I'm thankful if we disagree. I'm thankful if we agree, whatever the case. But I mean, fuck it. When it comes to acts like what happened in Australia, in Bondi, Australia, I am going to be one of the voices, the many voices that a lot of people are probably tired of hearing, saying I have a personal concern about anti-Semitism, and the conversation I really want to have time and time again.
You have a thing about it? You?
Well, yeah, me, because I honor the family that I grew up with and that I know, that lived honorably, that were absolutely American. And
hey, real quick, Stiff Richard sent us 800 jewels. Thank you, Stiff. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
I still know what those are.
We get a bunch of that.
But I have hair, Shep. Yes, I know.
Oh, you actually put up the top. Well,
I did. So, I just want to see what people want us to go into first. Right now, we are getting Rob Reiner Trump leading the way. But please continue what you're saying, and then we can figure it out.
Sarah, if you're still here, thank you. Jesus loves you too. And
what up, Sarah?
I'd like to believe that the Christian base out there truly still has this allyship, or just an understanding that the Jewish people, there is a separation of the Zionist that I hear very often in Christian circles talked about a lot, and Jewish Americans or Jewish people. Zionism is not a construct of being a Jewish follower or practitioner. My father was born Jewish. I was not technically born Jewish. Nobody in my family were avid, blind zealots and supporters of Israel, okay? Not a single one, with the exception of my grandma, just simply believing they have the right to exist. And all I wanted to say is, look, if anybody has a problem with any of the statements that I've made, I wear this proudly, not because I'm of the blood. I was not accepted as being an actual Jewish person in my family, but I was taken care of and treated well with love, nothing but, all of my life. And I wear this with honor, and I wear this as a badge. And if anybody wants to challenge me or convince me that they were evil people, that I am evil because I respect this, you can call in and you can put me in my place and help me understand your point of view.
All right. Okay, heard that. Heard that. Much respect. And you kind of maybe share something with Rob Reiner, and hopefully it's not the end of your life. But what you hopefully do, well, what you do share, seemingly, although right now at the end of his life, Rob Reiner still identified as an atheist, as far as I'm aware. But he was born Jewish. He was born into a Jewish family, Jewish by birth and by heritage. But kind of like you, throughout like the middle of your life, you kind of found yourself on a different path. But I solely brought up the Jewish thing, just a really hard segue into Rob Reiner. So hopefully that worked. Did that work?
Okay. Look, I'm gonna for once in my life, I'm gonna go ahead and play professional victim. Oh my God, how many the Jews must be sacrificed for the sake of the news? Eh? No, okay, Rob Reiner, yeah, Jewish, atheist, all that.
It is weird. You can't spell news without Jews.
Jews,
right?
Hey,
They're close.
I was born in Jew York.
Whoa,
right?
whoa! So was Rob Reiner.
See, too many. All right, the parallels are in. All right,
we're getting
I don't
close.
I don't know too much. I know that I think I personally identify a little bit more than I'd be comfortable to admit with the extremely punchable face of like that the son in terms of his struggles with addiction. Although I think he was a bit of a
we'll get there,
kind of a nepo, selfish, spoiled brat, piece of shit. But I'm judging him from afar. And the father, Rob Reiner, as he was a liberal in his early life, just as I was.
Right. And just before we kind of get into it, are you familiar with any of Rob Reiner's films? Are you a fan of any of them? Which ones?
Princess Bride.
Heard.
When Harry Met Sally. I mean, I loved All in the Family and watched it at every opportunity growing up.
Dude, check out this run he did. And there's more. There's more that I'm missing here, but this is Spinal Tap, 1984. Stand By Me, 1986. The Princess Bride, 1987. When Harry Met Sally, 1989. Misery, 1990. A Few Good Men, 1992. The American President, 1995.
You did Misery?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like, oh, like you got a little comedy with him, you got a little drama, you got a little rom-com. Like he kind of covered all the bases there. Like if I had to pick one of my favorites, it will always be This Is Spinal Tap. I love the mockumentary style vibe, like kind of like the Office. That's a mockumentary style. It's kind of like, pretending to follow around a group of people as if it's a documentary, but it's comedy. It's kind of scripted. Like I can't tell you how much I love This Is Spinal. That's my favorite. What would be your favorite?
Well, in terms of like genre style?
Well, just in terms of Rob Reiner movies.
Out of Stand By Me, out of everything that you just listed, is something I watched over and over and over as a child, and something I could probably still watch over and over again as an adult. It's just a timeless classic. He seemed to have a knack for that. And along with his body of work, when I was a younger liberal, when I was a child watching him being the meathead on All in the Family, he was just somebody that I feel like I kind of somewhat grew up with, very distantly. And a lot of things that he echoed were things that I ended up believing in strongly. I'm not going to sit here and say he had such a strong influence on my life, but by God, he was someone that I felt I could relate to, even if he was playing a character. But I believe that character was strongly influenced by him as a human being.
In the chat
right now,
throw your favorite Rob Reiner movie down in the chat for us if you got one. We'd love to hear it.
By all means, by the way, and hello to you, James, and to I missed your name, Corn. Welcome. Regardless of the commentary, again, we're all about what we can talk about, and put our conversations to the test and have our discussions here. The floor is yours just as it is ours. So some tragedy befell the Reiner household.
Yes.
I feel like it gets overlooked a lot, like
what's
the
that?
Mother.
Yes, it does. She does. Michelle Singer, she does get overlooked a little bit.
Very talented in her own right. She was a very outspoken and passionate individual, regardless of anybody who's here with us now that disagreed with her. None of that should matter in the grand schemes when it comes to something as mortifying as a tragedy.
Yeah.
I hope that's where.
Family side, what's it called? Family side or familia side or something like that?
Oh,
where you
something like along the lines of infanticide, or
isn't that
when
like
it's
a baby though? Infanticide? Whatever. Yeah,
I know
this
I'm
is
saying it
craziness.
wrong, but like fratricide, it's when you kill like your parents.
This
Like
is
it's
one,
this,
and then in how he did it, this is one of those things where you're like, why didn't you make this a unaliving and also yourself? You know, like an MS. You know what I'm talking about? Like he does the M, but also he does the S. Like, why don't you do both if you're gonna be this ballsy to take out your parents, douchebag? But apparently the night before, right? Like, and it's like it's hours before. Okay, him being Nick, Rob Reiner, and Michelle, they were all at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party. So like they were all out, at night, doing this, doing the whole Christmas thing. And there was an incident that happened there that apparently made a lot of the guests feel uncomfortable. Like there was like this outburst that happened there. It says Rob Reiner's drug addicted son Nick hacked his beloved. Okay, we'll get to that part. It said the trio reportedly ended up in a very loud argument, possibly because Nick was back on drugs and refusing yet another go at treatment after at least 17 stints in rehab since the age of 15. Nick was freaking everyone out, acting crazy, kept asking people if they were famous, a source told People magazine. The embarrassingly bitter blowout occurred less than 24 hours before the ne'er-do-well Nick allegedly slit his parents' throat. So they had an argument at Conan's party. And apparently he talked to Bill Hader too. He walked up. This is alleged. Like Bill Hader was having like a private conversation. He walked up and he started kind of butting in or whatever. And Bill Hader was like, hey man, as Bill Hader would do, as politely as Bill Hader could, like, hey man, we're just having a private conversation here. Apparently, like he went quiet and then he stormed off from there, and a lot of the talk was he was on drugs at the time here. Not that that means anything. His drugs of choice were opiates and heroin, apparently, but they have this fight hours before, hours before this happened. So it's probably they go to the Christmas party. They have the big blowout fight in front of everybody. They get home. Fight continues. And I don't know what he did first as far as, the stabbing.
none of us do.
Hopefully they weren't around when he did this part of it. And hopefully that wasn't the beginning of it, because that's pretty deranged. If that's the first thing you do, that's really deranged.
Brutal. This is the most detail I've even heard about the crime itself. This is the most detail I've heard about the night, prior the
Richard.
actions themselves taking place. So I did know that there was some kind of an argument. I was on the fence trying to get confirmation. Was he in active addiction? 17 stints in rehab, though. Jeez, to be able to afford that.
I know, right? And it's one of those classic things where it's like one of those, it is what it, it's a child. Is that what a Nepo baby is? But he was born into a really good situation. And for whatever reason, when you have that, you just end up like, I don't know, like because you're not in, like, what is it about being born so rich that makes you kind of go out of control where only you can control that problem? Like, it's this other form of control. Like you can't control anything else in your life, but addiction you can kind of control, so to speak, as when you take the drugs and when you're on and off them. So it's just so weird. Like, why when you're rich and you have it this good, to a lot of people, they're like, what are they missing? Like, what makes them go that? Or was he just just a broken person? It really didn't matter what situation he would have been born in. A poor person can be an addict. It doesn't take money to make one an addict.
I mean, you and I are very aware of what that walking that walk is like, and I'm not to play comparisons, but knowing that this kid had every resource and every bit of support, pretty much wanted for nothing, and self-imposed himself and acted in this selfish manner, like the anecdotal story about Bill Hader excluding him from a private conversation, and he gets all emotional, storms out. Every clip I've seen of him is almost a sociopathic kind of narcissism, where he just, I don't know. I mean, he was clearly something that was ticking, and then finally just it happened. I don't know that it'd be fair for me to speculate that it was inevitable, but I am mad at this individual for taking these lives and for being the selfish prick that he was and not going that extra mile and finishing the job on himself at the very least.
I put a new poll out there. I just want to know, do people think, yes or no, did drugs play a factor in what he did to his parents? I couldn't really have enough time to make a few different options, just kind of leaving it at that for right now, because obviously, like, yes, and there has to be some kind of mental illness here, because I don't care how fucked up you are on drugs, to unalive your parents. What? I've done some pretty fucked up things but like, unaliving somebody was never on my things to do. It was more like, but again, my things to do, because I didn't have money, was like, I got to go find a way to get money. But when you have the money and then you're like, all right, I'm all, effed up on this drug, what do I do next? Shit, who knows where an addict would go if he didn't have money holding him back.
Again, I only find myself reveling and reliving my own journey, my own lows, and how even still, the furthest thing from my mind was hurting those that loved me unconditionally. I was too busy feeling bad for myself in my own situation. Is it just me? Like, when you see this dude's face, do you just think about how bad you want to punch it?
Yeah.
Not to incite violence or anything. But
No doubt about it. No doubt.
I think we can universally, left, right, middle, all kind of come together on this one and say, that guy's face, it could use my fist in it.
Yeah, especially now. And we will, there's like a few interviews that we do have to get a little bit of his kind of psyche, kind of how he thinks and how he talks, how he acts. But before that, a masseuse was supposed to show up to the house, right? And they couldn't get in. And it's obviously very early in the morning, but a masseuse tries to show up and can't get in. So the masseuse calls the youngest daughter, and it was the youngest daughter who found her parents like that. It was a Rami Reiner. Michelle and Rob's youngest daughter was the one that found the bodies of her parents.
Sorry, New Age note. He could have killed anyone. Why did the coward unalive the ones that cared about him? This is an area specifically of darkness. I mean, I see some of the names here, and I know, my co-host, myself, well enough to know we all can empathize with the darkness of the journey of trying to get clean or just being in the throes of addiction. But none of it is going to help us, I think, come any closer to an understanding of him taking these final acts that he did. And there was 2 comments I saw earlier.
Interesting. Did you see Unmad Libby's? Did you see that comment? I'm interested in that one.
You can't judge a man's character by the children he has raised. Trump's kids versus Biden's kids versus Reiner kids? Wait. Okay. You can judge a man's character by
by his kids.
So is that a condemnation?
I mean, but also the other 2 kids that Rob Reiner has, are they, they're off the hook, right? They're not
fine.
Yeah. So
okay, so not to focus too much. I mean,
it's a point. He's trying to make a point.
So is this a loose, like, full circle kind of a comment?
Sounds like it.
Rob Reiner created this monster. Is that the inference? Feel free
or like, not created, but maybe inadvertently by being, quote, absent, or, like, there is something that I was pondering to you before too, is like, just wondering how any of the feelings like that, then wait till we watch some of these interviews.
Yeah.
Then we can kind of dissect it a little more.
I'm nearly certain that all of us, regardless of our differences of ideology and politics and theology, will see someone that's troubled and disconnected.
Lauren Hall says, so his sister, so sad. His sister said he was dangerous enough. The parents knew, but punished it with their own safety and ignored it. God. Hey, here's what's interesting, and I want you to apply this fact to maybe any other cases going on out there, but prosecutors declined to speculate on mental illness, and they said the DA is asked whether there is any evidence of mental illness and said it is too early to say. If there is evidence of mental illness, it will appear in court. Isn't that weird that sometimes people hold evidence back for a court hearing and they don't just give everyone all the information right away?
Almost like that's kind of common practice, aka default/status quo, right? Yeah.
Oh, here's another one. What did we learn? While prosecutors said they could not share many specific pieces of evidence that would be presented in court. So I don't know, like that's for a little inside baseball for some people who have been following us, because there's another case out there right now that people want to know, why don't we have all the information? Where is it? And if you tell them that, hey, sometimes, a lot of the times, prosecutors will hold back vital parts of information for the court, for the actual trial, they're like, no. It's like, well, no, yeah, that's a yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. Look at them. Look at them holding back information.
Including those closest to the case at hand.
I bet you Israel did it. I bet you there was Egyptian airplanes following the Reiners around.
I heard they were wearing maroon shirts at the time.
And also, too, and this is kind of odd, officials say the public should only receive their news on this case from, quote, official sources. That I'm like, you didn't have to say that part, you sons of bitches. You know
that they should be aware by now that that is going to create the absolute opposite.
Yeah, they say please do not rely on rank speculation, rumor, or hearsay to thinking that you understand anything that happened in this case, says the DA. Like now we're really hit. Now we're a little too on the nose here. Okay. You know.
Yeah, this is just this day and age that you may as well throw that out in the trash entirely.
Yeah. That was a dumb thing. They said a dumb thing there, right?
They
can agree.
did.
Yeah, it was stupid. You shouldn't have said that part. Everything else I can agree with, but that part is pretty dumb. Let's see a few of these interviews real quick, because we do have. This is going to lead us into probably one of the worst takes I've heard Trump say ever. Really, to be honest with you, like literally ever. I think this is his worst one. And dadgummit, you did it almost 9, 10, 11, almost 3 months to the day after somebody else was unalived and other people were being quite rude about it. And there was precedent set that, not this side doesn't act like that. Then the leader of that side says a shitty thing about a guy who you're just like, we it's like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And it's 1 step forward and 2 steps back sometimes with this guy. So we'll get there in his bad take.
Just for clarification, just for my own peace of mind. So any of you that are here for the first time, I am somebody that was a progressive for many years, and then I reformed into a Trump supporter, and I voted for him twice. But I can still, unlike many people regarding the last case we were discussing, you know, that the queen of inference, Candace, I can call out Trump, who I vote for and defend when he does something stupid. And I find it amusing that this is the thing, though, that they're going to set him on fire for the next couple days or a week. Meanwhile, you know, they're putting out these pictures with the EP guy that are just they missed entirely.
Who's the EP guy?
Apparently the Epstein's fucking name is now getting some censorship on YouTube, but believe it or not.
Believe it.
But with that being said, let me see this motherfucking chameleon.
Yes, I wanted to find. Okay, I got the one I wanted to find. All right, let's play this one first. And this is an interview. So most of these interviews are going to take place around the time this movie Something Charlie came out. Apparently, Rob Reiner directed it. Nick Reiner, Rob's son, and I guess maybe one of Nick's friends, they helped write the screenplay for it, and they kind of loosely or roughly base it on kind of Nick's life, and you kind of got to see the dynamic of how Nick interacted with his family and stuff like that, so a lot of people point back to that. But so these clips are about 10 years old, you know, keep that in mind. But already 10 years ago, you see like little cracks, like, oh.
Something.
With hindsight.
Homeboy was off, dude. Homeboy was off.
Especially with hindsight. Maybe not in the moment. You just felt like, he's kind of a weirdo, right? So here's the first one.
Do not get the wrong idea. There's no implication that any form of red flag law that existed could have helped prevent jack of shit. The only people that could have helped prevent a damn thing are gone, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we're his parents, and, you know, That's another thing too, like someone said in the chat, but rather they mentioned drugs, you know, like drugs cost money, but also too, so does help, right? And so does getting help, and you can't just throw money at a problem and expect it to be fixed. So maybe there was something there that was like, you know, there was like an emotional detachment with the parents. Maybe I'm just speculating here, and they just thought like, well, if I send you here, you should be good. Why aren't you good? And it's like, there are things, I'm like this for a reason, because how I was brought up, and maybe because how you were too busy doing. I'm not accusing them, I'm just speculating, more so like just thinking like maybe there were some reasons that they just couldn't rehab away. But obviously he was in therapy and stuff like that, and I'm sure they spoke and they had family meetings and the like. So regardless, let's play the first interview here, and we'll go from there. So this is, again, about 10 years old with his dad, and he gets asked the question about the WWE, a very innocent question.
Because the film focuses on stand-up comedy to some extent, who are some of your favorite comics in the game right now? And for Nick, only because you were talking about these WWE-styled microphones, who's your favorite wrestler? If you say Roddy Piper or Macho Man Randy Savage, we got to be friends, man.
He looks like a big dude too, doesn't he?
Who's your favorite? I used to love Ray.
Like compared to his dad, he looks a little more thick, you know, so.
Like his head is more square.
Difficult to fight back for them. He's a big dude, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is more fit in that aspect. Absolutely.
And wait till you see his most recent picture. He's just fucking, you know, I forget what they call it. Like, it's like the treatment look. You know, he's buzz. You know, he's not buzz cut, but he's like, you know, like a one all the way around. He, you know, he's very pale. You know, he look. You know, okay, this guy's been to treatment a lot, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, we all know the picture.
Yeah.
Don't say those.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
I used to love Rey Mysterio as a kid.
Yeah, that
Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam, the Frog Splash, and Rey Mysterio.
I didn't know Rob Reiner was so into WWE. I'm like, oh shit, he actually knows like some of the finishers. He's talking about Rey Mysterio, and he mentions like, I was like, okay, I like my not that I had no respect for Reiner, but it got more. I was like, oh, this guy likes wrestling. Okay. Very cool.
I always liked him as a person. I just disagreed with him.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
His politics really were fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
And that's where I learned to tune out, which that can't be the answer for the country. Not to get all hyperbolic briefly, but there's got to be a way. If we can still appreciate some of the artists that we do and forget what they how they vote, just appreciate the art, then there's possibility for progress. Just saying.
Right. Good point. Good point.
Used to do that. What was it? The 609. You know, you go
619.
Oh, 619. You would go through the ropes and.
Hey, Rob, how do you know that?
Because the boys, my two boys, Nick and his older brother Jake, they used to love wrestling, and they would wrestle with each other. We brought them a mat so that they could wrestle, and I took them to some of the WWE events. They got to get on, you know, on the stage.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
It was Jake.
No, but what wasn't that guy with the? No, the guy with the broke the.
See, like
was Jake.
he reminds me of Joaquin Phoenix when he does that interview with David Letterman when he was kind of putting on a bit, and like he kind of gets like antisocial real quick. No, that was Jake, and he kind of looks down like, you're doing it again. You don't remember, you know, that wasn't me, kind of thing. Like he starts to get really in his head about this, like self-conscious.
Looking at this as a pure layman, I could take this one of two ways. One, he's witty and fully aware that this could come out funny, or two, he is overly emotional and immediately takes this personally publicly.
Yeah, wait till the end. You might have a different opinion.
No, but what wasn't that guy with the? No, the guy with the broke the.
It was Jake.
And what did you do?
Some of our favorite comics are.
Okay, comics.
He's trying to move the.
You were there. You got to meet.
I wasn't there at that one.
Not that one, but who did we meet?
I was the
Trish
one.
Stratus.
Yeah.
You met Trish Stratus, didn't you? And the Big Show. Did you meet the Big Show?
Met the Big Show.
All right, so you were there, or just that one time he wasn't.
See how dejected he gets after that?
Yeah.
Like the mic goes down, his face, like he loses the smile.
Damn.
He looks uncomfortable.
It looks like he took that really strongly.
Yeah, it's probably something he's like, that wasn't me, you know, like doing things with his, you know, with the not fuck up. You know what I mean? Like these like jealousy vibes. Like that wasn't me, that was Jake, Dad. No, but you were at one of them. Yeah, but the one you're talking about, I wasn't. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You were there.
Little sibling FOMO, if you will. Like,
Yeah.
you just okay. You know, color me just overly intrigued at what really was boiling in this dude's mind at this point.
Right. All right,
But yeah, very quickly dejected, as you said, like a switch.
here's another one of him talking about destroying his parents' house one time, destroying his parents' house while he was high on drugs.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad I didn't read out loud what I thought I saw. God bless you all. By the way, welcome to Stuck in the Middle. If you're here for the first time, feel free to hit the thumbs up. If not, give us a subscribe. We try to come on 2 times a week, every week. And God bless you once again.
Heck yeah. All right, so this is the one where he's going to talk about being high on drogas and destroying his parents' house. And look, there's the face for you. You just want to like, give me a bite.
You little mother.
I got totally spun out on uppers. I think it was coke and.
Well, that right there goes to prove what Shamrock said, because Shamrock in the chat said allegedly he was messed up on meth while he did this. So it just goes to show you he's talking about uppers here. So uppers are not far-fetched for him.
He was doing poor people drugs. Damn.
You know what I was reading too is meth. Like meth is fucking weird, and it's so odd that I read this today because I didn't know he was doing meth. But like usually when you go to like hurt yourself or something like that, like your body has these built-in pain mechanisms that say stop. You know, and apparently when you're high on meth, it's such a dopamine rush that it tricks your brain. Like if you think there's like a spider crawling on you and you got to scratch it off, right? Normally your body would be like, dude, there's nothing there. This hurts. Stop. But because your brain thinks like it thinks it's asleep or it thinks it's real, it wants you to get it off. So
Wait, all right. I just want to confirm real quick.
Yes.
Is it that your mind is making it all the more of a like legitimate hallucination, or that your like sensation receptors are
it's
dull?
both. It's the meth is making it a hallucination, like because you're seeing the spider there, but you have such a dopamine endorphin rush that those normal receptors that kind of do their thing to tell you yes or no are just flooded with things. They're like, yeah, no, this is legit. Get that fucking spider off, bro.
That's methed up.
Yeah, that is methed up, dude.
That is really methed up.
So, you know, he had to get those spiders off his parents' neck. He wasn't thinking.
Jesus Christ. Yep. I mean, dude, how brutal. Do you like? I don't know. I'm glad I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. So aside from the fatality, you know, the coup de grace, do we know how many stab wounds?
No, not yet. I'm sure that'll come out. That's probably one of those things that may either it gets leaked or it'll be like, you know, whatever they call it, discovery, whatever it is. It comes out during the trial, et cetera, et cetera. But right now we don't.
Suffice it to say, multiple, I will assume.
Yeah, and you wonder if there, you know, that happened first, and then to kind of finish him off, or you know, because it was late too. Were they sleeping? Apparently, he took a shower. There's a bunch of blood in the shower. That's, you know. So, who the fuck knows?
So I'm going on. Remember, please, anybody in chat, take nothing you hear here as like 100% vetted. Like this is something that is pretty damn recent. I believe I heard the mother was found like in the middle in front of the kitchen.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That just simply, yeah. Take that with a grain of salt, if you will.
Got you. I have high blood pressure, so I can't really have salt that much.
Well,
even a grain.
You know, by all means, please overdo it on the salt.
Fine.
You especially.
Fine.
Live on air so we can go viral. By God.
Sassy toxin. Okay.
Sassy toxin.
Sassy toxin.
Throwback.
Boom. All right, let's watch this. So this is, well, we're going to listen to this. He's going to explain how one time on a bender he destroyed his parents' house.
I got totally spun out on uppers. I think it was coke and something else, and I was up for days on end, and I started punching out different things in my guest house.
Like a frame? Like what? Like a stuff?
No, I think I started with the TV, and then I went over to the lamp, and then everything in the guest house got wrecked.
Did you punch the TV?
Yeah, I literally punched the TV.
Did you like lacerate your hands? I mean, that sounds bad.
Did you hurt yourself?
I don't even remember at this point.
He sounds to me like fucking Patrick Bateman. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, Christian Bale.
Yes, he sounds like American Psycho-esque to me. Everything's a joke to him. I'm reading too deeply into this man's upbringing and perhaps judging him far too harshly. I don't know this man. I just know I'm basing everything off of snippets and clips, which is something I'm so critical of others doing. But I don't hear a damn lick of responsibility, remorse.
Remorse is the thing. Remorse, like like the way he talks
empathy.
about it. Like the way he talks about it, he kind of wants you to go, "Oh, cool, man, you did that." Like I have a friend like that, and they have a mental illness, and they do shit, and they think, "Yeah, bro, I almost did it to my dude. The cops had to come." And the way they talk about it, it's like a gloating thing. Like, dude,
You mean like when I first got my firearm and would get drunk at your house?
Yeah, but even then, like that wasn't that bad. That was like, excuse me, forgive me. I'm not, but that was just stupid, right? Because you're normally, and in the moment you were being stupid. Like this guy has a legit mental illness where he just like, just like this guy, you gloat, and there is some correlation here with growing up a little more wealthy and your parents not giving you this boundary, and you're always kind of finding your own boundaries to see where, what you can do. And that he kind of reminds me of this guy to a certain extent.
Fair. I think very fair enough. To some of the multiple comments I see, I just want to make my position clear. I do not correlate the Nick's behavior and ultimate crime, like the actual savagery he committed. I do not blame his parents in any capacity. Again, I'm just quarterbacking, but I do blame it on Nick. Yes, solely based on what we know and what we've seen.
Like the action, right? The action, like the unaliving, you have to blame that on him. But you do wonder, how did, the 17 stints in rehab go? Did they draw, like you do wonder, were they hard enough? Were they not hard at all?
I can't get my mind around 17. Let's see. I did 2. One court ordered, which was all paid for by the state, and then the second, my entire life savings. This motherfucker got 17 tries and couldn't get it right.
That's another thing. He probably goes to those big spa
luxuries.
Style, yes, where it's like, oh, hey, we're gonna give you some Xanax to make you mellow out. You're gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, not to say that they give him drugs, but it's just like it's not what you need. Some of these things are too cozy. It's like, oh, I can just keep going back here when I get in, like a problem. Like, luckily mine was court mandated, and it's like, yo, if you fuck up here, you're going to jail.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a little more hanging on this than like, I can come back here unlimited. It's like, you get one. And I still had to pay for that. Well, I didn't, but, parents paid for it. They helped out. They wanted, and, they did what they could. And luckily, it did its thing in the moment. I still had some ups and downs since, but
I think you and I, in our experiences, we had everything to lose, in essence, that being our livelihood and then inevitably our lives. This kid, I don't think ever really, again, I'm just speaking ignorantly from the outside, had anything more to lose than just like
his parents.
I don't know, falling out of grace than with his family. But
yeah.
He always had that comfort, that something we've never had.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. But maybe, not having that comfort is what helps.
Yeah, right, precisely. When you get down to the nitty gritty, I think at the very end, when you see what is the true end, you have to, that's the fight or flight mode.
But it is really just mere speculation. I'm not trying to cut you off, because I just want to clarify that. Like, I'm not saying this is how they did it, this is how they parented, but there are instances where we can go back and see how, wealthier people, when they have a kid, a lot of the times, for whatever, and again, addiction doesn't care about your wealth status. It happens, but more often than not, it does seem that it really affects some of the more well-off people to a crazy extent. But I don't know.
Well, when anybody gets money, regardless if it's later in life, I'll use a poor example because a lot of people.
Why not use a rich example?
Huh?
Why not use a rich example?
Right.
Or a middle class example. Why is it got to be
fucking on
poor?
point you are. No. Joe Rogan is somebody that I think mostly is popular. I have really been falling out of favor with the fella.
Who's this?
And
Who?
Joe Rogan.
Never heard of him.
Right, exactly. Well, you know, what do I know? He's just some obscure nobody. But I do believe we are witnessing somebody getting further and further removed from everyday people in his mentality. Now I imagine what that would be like if you grow up with that. And, you know, that would really have to be hard grain taught into you if you are already, you know, born into being disconnected or being able to afford to be disconnected, I suppose.
Yeah. Living in this reality that has been essentially paid for. Okay, here we go. Let's, the last one here. I'm not quite sure where this is from, but he gets into a little more drug talk here. And while me and Eli were listening to this, we're doing a little prep beforehand. We're like, we should listen to this full thing on the show. So I think we listened to about maybe 30 seconds of it before we stopped it. So this most of it will be new for us as well.
Get anything out of being in those different facilities? Were you able to take anything away long term that's helping you?
You know what I really took away, and I usually bash the programs A, but I'll say something positive, which is the feeling of, okay, there's other people out here that suffer from the same thing that I suffer from, and they're willing to talk about it. And that's why I think we did this movie, is because we feel it's important to be upfront about this sort of stuff.
So how was it? I can imagine just me directing my son's work and then putting my butt in my nose in, and you're obviously a great writer. So they wrote the screenplay, I would imagine, as the director? You maybe tweaked it in places?
I worked with them. I mean, over the course of a year, you know, I helped.
Was it hard to not to give him his space, you know, and maybe, you know, want something to be changed but leave it alone because he really felt strongly? Or how did that, how was it for you working with him?
We hashed everything out. I mean, some things became fights, other things, you know, we hashed it out.
He told me something that was really fascinating to me, and everything clicked after that. He was like, there's one person on the set that has to make the final decision. Whether it's right or wrong, it has to be made, and that's the director. And so after I heard that, I was like, okay, I'll do what he wants me to do. I'll try my best on it, but ultimately it's up to him what gets into the movie.
The other thing was...
Sounds kind of resentful. Ultimately, it was up to him. He didn't say it like that, but just like the way he's saying it, like it almost sounds backhanded.
The tone that you overlay it's almost self-described in what he says and how he says it. Right.
Keep going a little bit more.
There were times when, you know, Nick would fight for certain types of things, and you know, my first instinct was I have a lot more experience. But then as we went along, I realized that, yeah, I may have a lot more experience making movies, but I don't have a lot more experience on this particular subject, and particularly what the young guy is going through. So, you know, I told...
Being his son also, too. You know, like when he says it like that, this screenplay was essentially written about Nick's life. So he's saying he can't relate, like, to what this young guy's going through. It's better for him to kind of explain it. So, like, there are things that don't make sense to Rob. At the
end of the day, you know, and Rob's speaking absolute truth, but like where they're similar is Rob Reiner as well grew up in the shadow of his famous father, so they should have been able to.
Yeah, great point. Great point, Carl Reiner. Yep.
Yeah, it's just it adds more of this nonsense theory I have that Nick was just so out of touch. And like somebody Lauren Hill in the chat, I'm a big fan of your work, pointed out. What's up, HBR?
Love the Fugees.
What did you just say? Did you just say Beetlejuice?
No, love the Fugees.
Oh, okay, word. Sorry. Fuck, I'm gonna buy it out.
It's fine.
I'm gonna buy it out. But that he's just that far removed. Period.
We would have loved to it'd been nice to see them to be the father-son duo, you know, that everybody would like to aspire to, like those guys in Australia, you know, just really working together, doing
doing what they love, what they're passionate about.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
really clicking, you know.
You know what was really missing with God, this is a little distant, maybe too soon. Maybe too soon. We gotta be careful.
You want to text it to me and I'll say it?
Should have just joined ISIS.
Oh, he was.
That was terrible. I'll own that one.
He'd have been fine, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's keep
now.
going.
God bless, Godspeed, rest in peace to the Reiner family, and Nick. I hope you burn in hell.
Yeah, you know,
when you get there, bud.
We all process tragedies differently, and for me, I can speak for me, and like I can see Eli sometimes goes that way, but with tragedies, sometimes you have to let the outlet be processed through humor.
Yes. Gallows humor. We are just the past 3 days. You wake up in the fucking world. I'm not even going to regulate it to just this country. You wake up and you see all of the shit that's happening in our lives, in our homes, in our country. If you cannot find any area to have a laugh at the expense of, just for the sake of having it, then I don't want to live in that personal hell.
Just for the sake of your own sanity too. I mean, because like if you turn on the news, everything is just fucked up.
This was like a 3-hit combo.
Yeah.
Like BONDI, Brown, and the Reiners. So yeah, regarding
side
BONDI,
note, real quick, can I ask a question though? As far as Rob Reiner goes, like when he was, this is gonna be okay. Ready? You ready? All right.
Mm-hmm.
When he was doing his political rants on Twitter X. He should have called himself Rob Weiner, because he was whining. All right,
this is
no problem.
I'm glad
I'll be here all day.
At the very least, with you saying that, it provides context of the ability that I think should be built within all of us. It should almost be like universally American to be able to understand that somebody has a core of beliefs that we just disagree with and respect them and what they do outside of what they believe. It should be possible. It shouldn't be a pipe dream.
Yes, it should be possible. And for one person in particular, we're about to show how impossible it is to be a human. Let's keep playing this. I do want to find. I got to write this down so I can find another video.
The young guy is going through. So, I told him many times he's the heart and soul of the film, and he would have better insights as to what Charlie was experiencing than I would, and I would defer to him a lot of times.
And were you surprised to hear the things that he didn't understand about you, or did understand about you when you were going through that as a result of the process of writing and making the movie?
We both had no idea where each other were coming from.
You were saying, sorry, that what you sort of took away from his interaction with you over the script and the film.
Yeah, we both learned what each other went through during that time, but really the thing I took away from it was I got to see him in his element, sort of directing and doing all these things. And when I said that in the past, people would be like, well, weren't you on movie sets before?
Yeah,
but it's different because it's something I wrote, it's my dad, and it's something that we're collaborating on. And I saw he has sometimes a hard time expressing himself through just conversation, but through his efforts.
What do you mean by that? Because it seems like he's very expressive through conversation.
Well, we're on a show right now, but
oh, really?
Huh. No, but he's
pretty quiet.
He's quieter, but he listens. He's a great dad, and like I just mean that like he's best explaining himself when he's in his element, making a movie, showing how much he cares through that way.
He's best at being a dad when he's being a director, and he can show how much he cares that way.
Okay, there's deep-seated psychological issues there that I can't even color in.
Yeah.
So we're gonna learn a lot about Mr. Nick, unfortunately, over a span until inevitably, I hope he is just put down like a dog.
I bet you, they said he's charged with like first-degree murder, like 2 counts of first-degree murder. This is in California, I'm assuming. Probably not going to get the death penalty.
No, not California. No.
I wonder if they're like, what? You know what? You can post bail. All right, just come back to court in like 3 months. All right, we got you. You're fine. How come
in California they may as well just say come back after the next one.
Yeah. If you're going to do it again, just do it within a year, okay? So we can add it on to the, all right? Yes, Judge. Thank you, Judge. So.
Yeah, just to make it clear, at least personally, no love lost for the blue states. I'm not a fan of the DNC, but I'm here to be persuaded. Oh, and to you specifically, Miss Springer, I see you bitching a lot. God bless you for not appreciating anything that you see here. But what makes more sense? Sitting here and complaining about it, which you're more than welcome to continue to do, or just keep quiet? I don't know.
I would love to know one thing they're bitching about.
the moment that we added our gallows humor, she has just been saying, "You guys are shit. Nothing funny here. You guys are shit.
Yeah,
these guys are idiots."
We're sorry about that. Sometimes humor doesn't cross. So we're not trying to offend
you. And we're gonna sleep just fine.
Yeah,
I will say a prayer for the Reiners and maybe for you. Yes. But okay.
R.I.P. to the Reiners. It's a bummer.
Nick will burn in hell.
Yeah, but Nick will get his just desserts. But there's a big thing that happened because recently, as we all know, Charlie Kirk, assassinated, passed away. On Twitter, on X, on social media, on Facebook, we saw a lot of very unsightly remarks, a lot of very untoward retorts in regard to people defending Charlie, saying, "Oh, he shouldn't deserve it. Oh, yeah, no, he did." I mean, we went over 2 episodes ago. I went over this altercation I had with a friend who just literally day in, day out, months after this has happened, just every day, Charlie Kirk's a piece of shit. Just like, and so they have nothing to really back that up. It's pure emotion. It's pure incredulity. Like, I don't believe he was a good person. That's fine. There's a lot of clips and everything that prove you otherwise. Regardless of that fact, people were like applauding. Some people on this side of the aisle were like, "Yay, he got what he deserved, blah, blah, blah." And there was MAGA. There was people on the right saying, "This is not how one should act." Okay? Regardless of political ideology, regardless of political standing, when someone gets taken out like that in such a cold, callous way, we could put aside our differences and just be like, "Man, this was bad. Man, this shouldn't have happened like that," right? And in my opinion, there was a lot of true sentiments behind that. There was a lot of, I see the left in that moment celebrating. And it's like, hey, if someone else on the opposing side were to go out like that, I don't think a lot of people I know that would identify themselves on the right would act like that. You would have maybe some crazy, strange people on X, the far right people who want to celebrate. And then you probably have people who just to be a dick, they celebrate, right?
Provocateurs, outliers, all the same.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. So then Rob Reiner passes away via a horrible situation. And Trump came on his Truth Social, and
the president I voted for twice. Yes.
He made a post on Truth Social, and boy, oh boy, is this. I'm not a fan. Eli, like, have you read the whole thing? Have you heard the whole thing?
I read the first one, and what I've noticed is it has given the perfect ammunition to those on the left that wanted exactly something like this. So if this was a troll, I don't think it accomplished any goal here.
It wasn't a troll. This is just Trump. He cannot help himself. I'll read it. I'm not going to read it in the Trump thing. I'm just going to be real with it. This is a very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife, Michelle. Reportedly, holy run-on sentence, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as simply TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump. Third person, interesting. With his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace. It's a hell of an obituary, man.
So, man, I'm really going to echo this just because of 2 comments that were just immediate side-by-sides. All right. One more time. I voted for Trump twice, and I'm still a supporter, okay?
Yep.
Where I was waiting for him to get got with all the documents regarding Epstein, they got shit. They got fuck all. But I see 2 individuals in here that are just going, blah, blah, blah. So what? Free speech. Dude, this is the opportunity for us. All that, I don't know, shall we say, trying to be the bigger people after Charlie Kirk's passing, after one of our heroes were taken, all the preaching and grace we really tried or hoped for, it was a fucking opportunity for us to represent that. And here,
The
Trump,
real question,
the man I support, fell short.
yes, and the real question, like he did fall short, in my opinion and your opinion, right? But the real question for this person who said that is, were they upset at the shit being said about Charlie Kirk?
I guarantee you 100%.
I would love to know, like,
guarantee.
Can you ask that username to respond? Like, whoever that was, were you upset at the shit said about Charlie Kirk? Did you apply the same, it's my free speech? Did you apply the same concept, or were you a little perturbed, as you should have been, about people saying the worst shit about somebody who did not deserve to be taken out like that?
And one of them, which it was Patrick Barrett, free speech, so what?
Patrick
there was
Barrett?
The other one that said something, which was, the blah, blah, blah.
I'm not trying to, like, call them out, but, like, just because I want people to know their username, but I want to address them and be like, yo, I would love to know if that person, the one that you read that, like, were they upset about Charlie Kirk being talked shit about after he passed away?
HSK, our lover, to you too, sir. It's a simple question. Were you outraged at seeing the left celebrate, degrade, or, make
say he
any
deserves
jokes,
it,
or belittle, Charlie Kirk afterwards? Or, was it all free speech? And was all of the examples that we saw where we felt it was so very justified of people losing their livelihoods for their words, was that appropriate, or is it just always free? If it's going to be one way for one, it's got to be one way for all.
Yes. And if it's always free speech, then honestly, then we can't have a debate. Then he's right in his views because he stays consistent, right? But if she was mad about Charlie Kirk being shit talked, but it isn't mad at this and calls this free speech, well, obviously therein lies the problem. Because yes, you are correct. Free speech indeed. For sure, 100%, I'm all for it. But if we are to go back and use the Charlie Kirk thing, and we are trying to set a precedent about how one should act around political opponents, because let's be honest, Donald Trump viewed Rob Reiner as a political opponent because, yes, he was very outspoken on his side of things. He did not like Trump. He was a big proponent of the Russia hoax, the Steele dossier. Like he was all about it. So like Trump responding to him is definitely based off a political ideology, political view, and not based off anything personal. Trump takes it personal, right? And the people who were saying shit about Charlie Kirk, they didn't know Charlie Kirk. They were merely saying shit based off his political ideologies. It's literally the same. It's the same thing. So go for it.
Okay. All right. No, well, HSK, thank you for. He said, "Hell yes, I was." In terms of the outrage.
Hell yes, I was. Or
Mary, we gotta Mary. I want to
hang on, real quick. I just want some. HSK said, "Hell yes, I was," or wasn't.
He was.
Oh, so okay. So a little bit. Listen, HS, it's a little hypocritical. Okay, I would love to know what Mary said. Mary.
She's actively. I mean, this is not going to do anything, but I need to record it. She's advocating for Trump to get his too, and nobody misses twice. Well done, Mary. You were seen, heard, understood. You want to call in? Perchance, if you can justify the seething hatred that you have in your blood that has you sitting here saying that with your whole chest out, I would love to pick that brain of yours. Are you a representative of the entirety of the left? This almost, and by no means am I saying this is true, but you almost justify rhetoric shit like Trump just did with Reiner's death by spewing off your insanity.
No, but that's
I'm not threatening the president personally, she says. Thank you for fucking clarifying. Just, be mindful. What you're inferring there can be interpreted in any which way. Free speech all the way, but by all means.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
She says.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Regardless of what one said and the other said, silencing people for political ideology is not right. No matter if one side is being hypocritical or not, it doesn't matter. Two wrongs never make a right. Never.
Right.
They don't.
And you would think a really basic status quo stance would be not wishing the death of anybody, regardless of how they run the country.
How did they say if they weren't wishing for that when they also said don't miss, or what did they say? Two next time?
The first comment was Trump will get his. The second one, nobody misses twice.
But like, what is that type of hatred and anger going to do to change? It just
see that's not going to win hearts and fucking minds anywhere.
No, and what we're trying to say is what Trump here is doing is not going to win hearts and minds either.
We're sitting here calling him out. Even though, like, normally, we're sometimes, I suppose, sometimes accused of being too, like, light-handed with him. We're calling him out for being an idiot, and then
this is more than idiot. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. This is more than stupid. This is just him really just being, like, you are, like, this, in this moment, he encapsulates what the left hates about him, all right? And he's giving this to them by doing that. Now, forever and a day, they will now reference this truth. He didn't give a fuck about when he gave this to them. There's no excuse to do something like this.
Right. He made a very stupid statement.
In my opinion.
I mean, I think we're just in agreement, alignment, and this is, like I said earlier, based on a conversation I had with relatives, this gave ammo to them. So because they were waiting for this opportunity after the backlash of all of the speech against Charlie Kirk after his immediate passing.
Of course they were. They could not wait to be like, see, that side does it too. It gives them vindication. You just gave everyone vindication because you are the guy. It doesn't get any higher than this guy. And this guy sets the, no pun intended, precedent of how everyone else should act. And you're giving it essentially the stamp of approval to be a piece of shit when somebody dies that you don't like. And granted, I will give him this because he was very truthful and upfront about this. If you recall, at Charlie Kirk's memorial, when he spoke, he said these words about how Charlie viewed enemies and about how himself, Donald Trump, views enemies. So he is consistent. But it was something you're like, fuck, you didn't need to be this consistent on this thing.
Core of Charlie's message and his basic method never changed. It never really changed. He stayed the same person also. At every campus event, Charlie asked the people who disagreed with him to come forward, and instead of silencing them, he handed them a microphone and let them speak. And he'd convinced so many of them. It was a pretty amazing thing to watch, actually. Shortly before Charlie arrived on campus, the day he was assassinated, a staff member texted him that there were many critics and students who were opposed to his views and rather strenuously in the crowd. And that actually made him feel good because he wanted to convince them. He understood. He really did. He understood what was right. And he was right about that. A lot of it was based on common sense, by the way. Charlie wrote back to the staff member saying, I'm not here to fight them. I want to know them and love them, and I want to reach them and try and lead them into a great way of life in our country. In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was. He was a missionary with a noble spirit and a great, great purpose. He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erika. But now Erika
I
can
appreciate that. I appreciate that honesty. I just, when it comes to, and I'm not sitting here, bleeding my fucking heart out over this tweet, just holding him accountable because, by God, blessed enough to have a platform of some kind. And I do believe, regardless of how much we love when he slays and does what he does, I love how heavy-handed he is. It is important for us to have some kind of fucking standard and echo it to show, it.
But the
I don't
problem
want
is,
the lack of Charlie Kirk's to win. We need people that still want to cohabitate and still have enter dialogues. We don't need just the individual that hates thy enemy, period. And, you know, that's my fear.
And ooh, I'm going to Biden out here. Let's see. Enemies.
Sorry, I did prattled.
It's good. It's good. It's good. Enemies. Those to say, like the problem here with Trump, though, man, damn, it's gone. Give me a second.
Okay.
We're talking about enemies.
Context, we call it biting out when we forget what the fuck we're talking about, by the way.
That's why sometimes we do interrupt each other, because it's like, oh, you just said something and I want to make a point, and like that's why that happens. You know, something to do with his enemies,
hating his enemies instead of trying to love them.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. And it's a somber point here too, because gotcha, you don't like your opponents. Let me tell you something, brother. As the president of the United States, no American citizen is your opponent. That's something that doesn't really need to be reiterated. American citizen is not your opponent. He may go against you, right? But he's not your opponent. He may disagree. And that's the problem with Trump, though. Anybody who disagrees with him is his enemy already. Boom. Even if it's something silly, like all the things that we've heard about it. Like, there are people who can kind of clap back to him, but like, when you're not on Trump's side, you're his enemy. And, you know, Rob Reiner, somebody who's not like a politician, who's just outspoken, sure, but he's not your opponent, man. Like, he's just, especially when you're the president of the United States. He's your child, essentially. He's the people he's who you're caring for. Does that mean a president gets to not care for people who don't like him? Like, no, that's actually the opposite thing. A president needs to care for everyone, even if the people he's caring for don't like him.
Profound, wise. And that's, to me, in a perfect world.
Right.
Sometimes, though, you know, I'm not devil's advocate or anything, just saying sometimes, especially dealing with some of the crazy horse shit that we see on the other side, and not to say that there isn't crazy horse shit on both sides. We need that heavy hand to fucking come down and do some shit. Just this one thing, I think, was just really, you know, not without merit. How do I want to say? It was tactless. That's all. He could have, had a moment to show how graceful a leader could be, to show a little mercy, but instead he showed his pettiness, which he is a petty man, who I'm a fan of, by God, for all his flaws. And unfortunately, he let that pettiness ride with him to his final tweet, and he doubled down on it. I heard
he did. And just for those who don't know, the phones are open. It looks like we did have a few missed calls before we officially opened them up. But if you are the area code 607, call back. If you are the area code 361, call back. They are open. For whatever reason, too, I've been finding that if I don't have Google Voice open for some reason, I'm gonna add a new tab to split view. It like doesn't pick it up for some reason. Like, I don't get the notification that there's a call going on. So we got it open. Give us a holler. And yeah, let's go ahead and play the next one. This is him doubling down. Oh, so just so we're clear, though, this article has just a few more things to go. It's talking about, I'm not going to do it all, but it's just talking about all the a few other Republicans who are condemning what Trump said. You know, it's highlighting, and to be fair, it's the normal ones who just don't like him anyway. You know what I mean? So,
okay,
yeah,
so-called moderate, not the MAGA.
Yeah. So,
right.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she was one of them. She was one of them who came out. Let me see if I still have the article up here.
She would be more than expected at this juncture.
Yeah.
There was somebody, Barbara Goody. I saw your comment. If you're going to make the claim that the files are mounting up and quickly burying Trump, you got to do better, because everything that they've supplied to us with its redactions has been proven ridiculous. And if they keep on the way they are, releasing what they're releasing in the manner that they are, it's going to turn out to be another fucking Russia nonsense hit piece. And it's not looking good for your side that's so triggered by his existence. We can call out a couple of the actions here and there, but y'all are literally, everything is predicated on what he does, and then you live your lives accordingly.
Yeah. So
that's TDS.
Indeed. Madry Taylor Green, she says Rob Reiner and his wife were tragically killed at the hands of their own son, who reportedly had a drug addiction and other issues, and the remaining children are left in serious mourning and heartbreak. Many families deal with a family member with drug addiction and mental health issues. It's incredibly difficult and should be met with empathy, especially when it ends in murder. She's referencing Trump and what he said. Mike Lawler, regardless of one's political views, no one should be subjected to violence, let alone at the hands of their own son. It's horrible tragedy that should engender, that's a weird word, that should engender sympathy and compassion from everyone in our country, period. So there you go. Just a few people, just point out a few Republicans who were not none too pleased with what the president said. I'm one of them. Like, a lot of the times I find myself being devil's advocate for Trump. More often than not, I have more friends who tend to lean left. And, there are a lot of things that they say that I'm like, no, that's not necessary. It's not because I'm defending Trump, but it's just like, I'm not trying to not sound like condescending, or like, I prefer going about things as well as I can with like a fact-based, evidence-based take.
Yeah, things based on a foundation of some form of logic.
Yes, and not just purely incredulity. Oh, I don't like him, therefore I don't believe him. It's like, no, we can't really do anything if that's the case.
I think you and I can just about comfortably say that this show even was the result of being among so many friends that were so left-leaning, where they treated any time we had a disagreement as a life-changing moment to them.
Yeah.
So much so that we became almost ostracized, and we were condescended to. They looked down on us.
I remember I sent this guy, Jimmy Dore, had a video for a while. This is when Trump first got elected.
AQHSK, by the way. He's got to go. He subscribed.
Appreciate
God
you,
bless.
SSK.
Love to hear your phone call next time. All right.
Oh, I wonder if he was one of the ones calling. Our bad, by the way. Google Voice is acting weird. Shit, what was I saying?
All good. Sorry. Just had to say goodbye to the new guy. But where were you, buddy? You were just there.
Years ago.
Oh, yeah. Okay, the origins of Stuck.
The origins.
Years ago, we were mostly surrounded by.
What was interesting though is when this first started off. We were allowed in the other show. There was an allowance to shit on Trump, but there was never an allowance to defend or be like, oh, that's not the whole case, and that kind of birthed Stuck in the Middle. But I sent this one person in particular this clip from Jimmy Dore, and it's when, this is when Jimmy was still a little more left-leaning than he is right now, because he's definitely gone a little more center-right. Not saying he is center-right, but he's gone more that way in previous years. But he released a video, and you can still find it's probably 10 years old by now, and it's like, Trump is the symptom, not the cause. Like, Trump is like, and what he was illustrating, and he was pointing out all these variables that essentially were the catalyst to get Trump elected, were the catalyst to have people like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of what these folk are doing, the left in particular. And when that video was shown to this person, he was just like, what, this is some Trump-loving bullshit? It's like, dude, Jimmy Dore was so more left at the time, and he was just pointing out something that he had, or rather that he felt like he had a good grasp on. Like, this is kind of what's going on. Trump isn't like the reason all this shit's happening. That Trump is the symptom. Trump is like the end result of what's been going on and why we elected him. And essentially pointing out there's some flaws in the government on the left. He was more pointing out stuff on the left, but anybody on the left did not want to hear it. They didn't want to hear that they were the reason, and some of the policies that they were trying to pass, were the catalyst to getting him elected. They didn't want to hear it, and that started Stuck, essentially.
Yeah. And his approach with, drain the swamp and calling out the government in totality is also the very essence that helped get the man elected. By God, to show how massively appealing he was. And it's easy to get lost in your emotions regarding little nitpicking any little words or conspiracies. I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, then I went with Trump. That's how appealing he was. You know how sick and tired we had to be of the DNC to get to voting for Trump? Anyway, so is this the double down?
Yeah, this is the double down. This is where Trump loves the double down. You know, again, he is staying consistent. He's not changed his mind, so you have to give him that. But I just think this was the wrong thing to double down. And like small concessions are totally fine in any debate or argument. It kind of gives you more credence. It gives you more credibility, you know, when you make a small concession. But nope, not Trump.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said...
That's all he focuses on, is just as far as he's concerned about me, he's a deranged person, like nothing else. Like he kind of gives credit to his movies and stuff, but that's really what he's focused on. He's deranged because he doesn't like me. That's kind of narcissist.
I mean, yeah, at the very least, he's not trying to wrap it up in a bow and beautify it for anything. But
he's being real. He's being honest. He's giving us his feelings. You have to respect that at times. Sometimes it's going to, you know, bite you in the butt. I think this is one of those times where it bites you in the butt.
Fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country. Yeah.
Yeah. Just move on. There's no end of like, but it's a shame how like nothing. Just yeah. Let's see. We got a call.
What's the area code?
954.
Oh.
Call from
Joe Pond.
Joe Pond, my man. What's up, bro? Happy 11/11.
Happy 11/11.
Are you about to tell us, like, see, this is why Trump is a bad person? I told you the whole time.
No. No, not really.
Okay, well, what do you got for us?
It would have been better if he didn't say anything.
Yes, I agree. What's your feelings on this, or what did you call in about? What do you got?
I'll talk about something else, but just to get the Trump thing out of the way, I was like monitoring this because at like 7, and the only thing I noticed was that just I saw a lot of right-wing accounts basically saying, "See, we don't celebrate it. We don't celebrate it. We don't celebrate when someone on your side dies or something." But then that got dismantled by like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m.
It got dismantled by Trump, but I'd like to point out that he does not represent the totality of the right, because he.
Can I get a little technical?
Please.
That wasn't a celebration. I mean, he in a very shitty way pointed out this guy didn't like me, so I'm gonna be petty. But he didn't fucking go woohoo, you know.
He did say he died because of TDS, essentially, though.
Yeah, I'm still being
not
technical and saying he's
obituary.
It's not a celebration, but there is a hint of vindication there.
Yeah, and the only thing I noticed with him is that he is incapable of being empathetic, at all. Like, going off of other posts that he made, literally for Veterans Day, had to bring up like, oh, the Democrats were trying to take away this or whatever, or back when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, the day of that they got the shooter, he was blaming everyone. He was blaming the Democrats. He was blaming trans shooters. He was blaming trans people who were trying to do something. They were trying to.
Let me be nitpicky.
For Rob Reiner, it was his son, so yeah, probably.
Let me be nitpicky here, because you said the words "at all," and that's why I have to disagree with you, because the only thing you're referencing is his ex tweets, is his truths. Like, I've seen video, like when he was at the Charlie Kirk thing, I saw empathy. There are a few other instances on
then he
video.
turned that into a rally.
There are a few other instances on video where I saw empathy, regardless of what or how he used that empathy, to me, it doesn't matter. But all I'm trying to say is, again, I'm being a little nitpicky, and I just want to disagree with the at all thing. I do agree, for the most part, that he does seem to lack the ability to be empathetic in times where it needs it. But I have seen him use empathy before, is my point.
Yeah. He'll try to be empathetic, but it's always accompanied by a backhand. I mean, just a little example for you. You guys had relationships with. Would you feel comfortable if your girlfriends were saying, oh yeah, you're way better than my ex. My ex was this and that. It's like, this is a Valentine's Day card. I don't need you talking about all that other shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he does love to bring up his accomplishments, if that's what you mean. Like I get it. Yeah, like there are, but like it just, Eli, you got something?
Or put downs. That's
I would like to just simplify. Look, we've pointed out shitty, bad. Let's do better. I mean, what fucking more can be done at this point? We all agree it's a shitty thing. The difference here, my good friend Joe Pon, is you wish that this would be the stone that breaks the camel's back, and you wish this president would be thrown in fucking prison. And you don't have the actual substantial concrete fucking kind of shit that you need for that to happen. That's the distinction and difference to me that will always bother me with any Democrat that calls in to point out, hey, look, guys, I was kind of right about this. You didn't even concede to the Democrat that threw up the fucking Zig Heil shit. So I'm not going to sit here and play patty cake with you because you finally got a gotcha moment here when you didn't even do the same for us when we asked for it.
Eli does have a point, Joe Pon, and I will give him that point.
I'm not even doing the Nazi thing.
I will give Eli his point, but then I will also say, as for us, as the show goes, we don't have to. We don't always have to do something out of spite. We don't always have to be. We can be the bigger person. Just because they didn't concede doesn't mean we have to. You know what I mean? Like, yes, like we can say, yeah, Joe Pon's right here. Sure, that doesn't negate all the things we've disagreed with you on the past. But what Eli is saying is, you see us giving a concession here and calling out what things do to call out.
Yeah. I was going to get to that. At the very least, you guys are calling. You guys are at least calling it out. I'm still saying.
But we're asking that from you, Joe. That's what we're asking you from, because we've talked about Trump before, and in our eyes, it appears that it is in the topics, in solely the topics that we have discussed in the past on this show. It seemed as if it was more difficult for you to give a concession on something than it was for us to call him out in this moment quite openly.
And therein simply lies my point. That simple as that. And I just want to ask, by the way, let's do lunch tomorrow. But yes, please pray continue if you have more to say.
Okay. To kind of get away from the Trump thing for a little bit, I was going to call last week about this news story that broke, and with turning. You remember how I was talking about manufactured outrage?
Right.
Well, there's two stories, and there's two things that kind of came up within the past week. The first is with
Joe. Hang on one second,
brother.
Hang on 1 second. I'm just going to put this other person on hold real quick. Hold that thought. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Call from
Julian.
Julian, what's up, Julian? Hey, give us 1 second. We're going to finish up with Joe Pon on the other line, and we'll be right back with you.
I love you.
Love you too.
We love you too, buddy. By the way, welcome one and all. If you're bush watching, feel free to get in the chat and bushwhack with us. I know that sounded all types of terrible. Hit the subscribe and join us 2 times a week, if not 3, and hit that thumbs up if you celebrate discourse. Now go on.
Joe Pon, we're back with you. You said you kind of wanted to move the topic away from Trump a little bit, but just keep in mind we are kind of on that. But what do you got for us? And then we do have a caller on the other line.
Okay, this will just be a 5-minute break from it, but basically, this is a little bit of manufactured outrage that I did notice in real time. Have you heard of Sam Folnicki?
Sam Folnicki.
Yeah, basically Oklahoma's a university student. She turned in a 600 word essay, having something to do with psychology, something with like gender norms or something, and she turned it into a theology paper. Got a 0 on it. Normally you move on, whatever. But she decides to go to her mother, get Turning Point USA involved.
She used God. Is this like she was saying? Well, God did it, and that's all she wrote down, or something like that.
Essentially, yes.
And she got a 0.
Yes, because this is a psychology class. You were supposed to comment on the paper. You didn't quote the paper, didn't quote any sources, and you only said because God did this, God that. So,
Right. Yeah, I mean, if like, I guess it would be on her if she didn't kind of expound on, because there's many things you could quote, if you're a religious person, like, I mean, if we're going to have an ethics debate, let's just say, we could probably crush you, Joe Pon, on an ethics debate as far as where you get your ethics from, as far as, do you get your ethics from, religion, or do you get your ethics from preference? But regardless of that, like, if all she put in her paper was like, yeah, God did it, like literally like a sentence, God did it, yeah, I get why she should be. But if she gave sources from the Bible and kind of turned, well, you could use this as psychology, like, I would love to know what her paper actually looked like, because it just sounds like poo-pooing on Christianity as opposed to really like giving us what actually happened. Not you, I'm saying the article.
Yeah, that's the thing. Turning Point USA, they did put her essay online for people to dissect.
Okay.
And so far, every professor has basically gave it a 0. Rocky gave it a 0. ChatGPT gave it a D-.
All right, what's the point? I mean, thank you for sharing. I didn't know any of this.
Check this out. I would love to look into this.
The point is that Turning Point basically tried to say that the university was being they were trying to do the
manufactured outrage. That was the theme. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah. They were basically saying that you were discriminating against her because she's a Christian. It's like, no, it's because she turned in a bad essay.
Okay, I promise it's something that now I'm personally invested. I'm going to look into it. It's one of my favorite topics, by the way. I'm a celebrated TERF. That's right, trans, exclusionary, radical, feminist. I'm all for women being fucking women. Simple as that. So, yeah, trans, let's take it up in the back street.
Joe Pon.
Let me not say that shit.
But yeah, just to finish up with the manufacturing.
Now, Josh has got a thought. Hold on, Joe Pon. What's up? Shut up.
I just wanted to say, get your information on this, because I'm going to look into it. And when we do a show on Thursday, I hope you call back and if I can spot some things where I find, in my opinion, were kind of asked in the improper way to get a certain answer, as far as how ChatGPT responded, if I can find that some of these professors are atheists, so they have a built-in bias as far as how religion goes, I'm going to use some of these things to say, so I'm just saying, do a little studying on that. I will check this out myself, and on Thursday we'll reconvene and we'll maybe have a quick 5-10 minute debate on if it should have got a 0 or not.
Okay, if we go back to it, okay, fine.
All right. Listen, we got to get to Julian. All right.
Yes.
Julian, really?
Yeah, I got something for Julian too. All right, take care, Joe Pon.
Thank you so much, man. We'll talk to you later, bro. I'll see you on Thursday. I'm holding you to it.
Josh, let me open up with Julian briefly.
Okay. Julian, what's up, brother? You're live.
Hello.
Julian, I got a gift from my family, and I specifically thought of you and this show tonight.
You're gonna burn his eyes.
At the camera, sir.
Wait, what?
Are you looking at the camera, sir?
No, I'm not. Wait, let me get the stream.
Okay, I do have knowing your how do I say it? Some of your thoughts and opinions. I just want to show a reminder.
Is that what you can call me?
What now?
I'm anti-Semitic, right? Is that what you
I don't know.
Me?
I mean, I want to make that clear distinction, because this is a conversation I'm finding myself living in and having almost every time I'm live, and it's exhausting. So I just hope that the distinction of Zionism versus Jewish people exists. All right. So remember, people of this persuasion.
if you look at the patterns, I don't know.
Hold on. Let me just this people of this persuasion and bloodline helped raise me, love me, and never did a solitary nefarious thing. They didn't hoard any shekels. They didn't harm anybody. They were survivors. And far enough back, I have family that was literal survivors.
I'm
of
looking
the
at it
camp.
right now because I was delayed. Is that the Star of David?
It absolutely is, and I wear it in memoriam of the family, specifically my grandma, that lived and died loving me. And they by no means put Israel before their living and being an American. Just like, again, my father, technically of Jewish blood, believes in Jesus Christ and hates Netanyahu with a passion. It's important to me that people that think like you do and sound like you do make the distinction that there is a difference, and it's important to me. Do you at least acknowledge the distinction of Zionism versus just people that are Jewish?
I do appreciate you, and I do, yeah. But what I will say is, according to a study, 90% of Jews identify as Zionists. So the 10% base, I love you, are cool. I'm pretty sure you're part of the 10%. So you guys are the base.
You think? Okay. What is the source for that study, by the way?
It's from a Jewish source. You want me to show you?
And wait. Is it something called like Zafa? Like there is a one very famous anti-Israel lefty source that people over here on the right love using because they want to see the destruction of Israel from the inside. Is it Zafa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me.
No.
I mean,
that's not genuine reporting.
No, it's from. Let's see.
I'm just throwing this out there too. We are under a little bit of a time constraint. We do have the BONDI thing to go over. That's all. So as soon as you get this, Julian, give us your question, and we do have to move on. I'm not trying to rush you off. We are under a little time constraint, but go ahead and tell Eli you said JPI. Just go ahead because you were on hold, so we're going to give you your time because you waited like a cool person.
What's the prompt? I couldn't really see. But wait, before we go on to that, I want to say, yeah, you're right. I'm not anti-Semitic. I just hate the state of Israel, and I just hate what they're doing. I think it's disgusting and it's evil. So,
dude, believe it or not, probably sometime within the first week of the new year, we have done like themed episodes before. And what we are going to do is we are going to have actually a themed episode essentially titled "Is the Hate for Israel Real?" Something along those lines. And we're going to go over some of the few things that we think people are attributing hate to Israel for. And we're going to do our best to either, truth them, debunk them, whatever we find out. But we're going to try to go over a few claims on this subject.
At the end of the day, it's going to be about finding sources, and I would like to personally extend the invite for you.
Thank you.
Julian, hang on. We're not letting you go. Let me just put something on hold real quick. Hold the line real quick. I'll be right back with you.
Call from
Josh.
Josh, hey, has anybody ever told you got a good name?
Oh, yeah. I hear it all the time.
Hell yeah. Hey, listen, my name's Josh. Give us 1 second. We got somebody else on the line. Just hold the line real quick for us. We'll be right back with you, okay?
All right, buddy.
Appreciate you, Josh.
Thank you.
All right, Julian, we do have somebody else on the line. What do you have for us on this fine night of twos, sir?
Okay, let's do like 5 or 6 minutes. No, let's do like 6 or 7 minutes. But
I don't know if we can go that long, but
no, buddy.
Believe it or not, we've already gone 5 minutes with you.
Okay, fine. Solid 4 minutes. Okay, let's talk about this. What's the prompt? Let's make this quick.
Well, what do you feel? What do you feel about what happened in as far as Rob Reiner goes? That's pretty much what we've got on. And then Trump had a pretty shit retort as far as Rob Reiner passing away. So that's where we are. We can't get too ahead of ourselves because we didn't get to the BONDI thing yet, and we have one more thing we're going to get to. But that's what we're stuck
Australia?
on.
How about Australia? Because I'm not too educated on Rob Reiner. I know
okay, how about this? Julian, how about this? I'll say this. Why don't you let us get to the BONDI thing, call back in 15, 20 minutes once we get into the Australia thing, because I want to wrap this up. I don't want to get ahead.
The Palm BONDI, I got that one. I got that one too.
The what?
The Palm BONDI?
No. BONDI, Australia.
BONDI,
BONDI is Australia. So right now we're only on Rob Reiner and the Trump take at the moment.
Wait. I want to confirm. Real quick. Rob Reiner was Jewish, right?
He was, but he identified as atheist.
But he's Jewish.
Yes, was.
No, like ethnically, right?
Yes, he was born Jewish,
by blood, sir.
and his heritage is also Jewish, but he identified as an atheist.
But he was funny.
Yeah, dude. Have you ever seen This Is Spinal Tap? When Harry Met Sally, A Few Good Men, Misery? The dude made some banger movies, bro.
No. What's that show called?
Oh yeah, Meathead. Meathead. He was in Meathead.
All in the Family.
He was the boyfriend of the daughter or something.
All in the Family.
Meathead.
Oh yeah, Meathead.
That's what he was called.
Meathead?
He was called Meathead. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh wait, what's the old man? I used to watch that show with my dad. What's the old man's name again?
He was To the Moon, Alice. I forget his name.
No. Archie Bunker. To the Moon is
Archie Bunker. That's what I used to call the show. I thought the show was called Archie Bunker.
Yeah, you and many others. We're gonna wrap this one up.
All in the family.
Free.
Julian, call back.
One last question.
Yep,
What is the best food? What is the best food? Is it Italian? Is it Mexican specifically? What is the best food?
Ooh, man.
Japanese. No,
Chicken
Korean.
Alfredo, maybe.
That's fucked. Dude, this is a fucked question because you're giving me no time to respond now. What's the best food?
Real quick, one time, and then maybe I'll ask you later, and maybe you made up your mind.
Shit. Eli, do you got your best food
with
yet?
Korean food.
Korean, huh? Okay.
Korean? Like
That's
North
right.
Korean?
You
get 1 gram of bread?
I am very personally alarmed, Julian, that you are a full-on anti-Semite and that you're maybe even placating me a little bit by calling me a based 10%er of the Jewish faith. I think you're actually happy that Rob Reiner's dead. And I know I'm throwing a lot your way, but I
love Rob Reiner. I think it's funny.
I really think that you're full-on anti-Semitic, borderline like racist, something there. There's a hatred in your heart, and I'm going to pray to Jesus for you.
We're going to find this out. My favorite food, American food. Julian, call back a little bit, man. We got you. We'll be right back with you. Josh, thank you for holding the line for such a long time. That's a fantastic name, too, by the way. I just want to say that again.
You did.
Gotcha. What do you got for us tonight, Josh? Live on Stuck in the Middle, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I wanted to talk about the Bondi Beach thing. Bondi Beach thing?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people do. We haven't got into it yet, and we just kicked the other guy off because he wanted to talk about it. Eli, I'll let you make the executive decision. Do we let
this
Josh?
Could be a good segue.
Okay, you know what? We'll let Josh make the segue. There we go.
I'm gonna let yes,
okay,
Josh.
So
this is your time.
My opinion on it?
Yeah, let's start with that. Please go on.
Okay. Well, my opinion on the terrorist attack that happened on the first day of Hanukkah in Australia is that I feel like governments around the world, specifically on the other side of the world, are becoming way too lax with Islam. And
Okay, we have a very strong agreement. I want to just articulate and make it very clear, and I'm sorry that there is a delay and lag when I speak to you through the Google phone on Josh's, but this is an area where I will call my own self biased, even though I just called another caller something very similar for his what I call hatred of the Jewish people, but I have my own bias and strong concerns about the Muslim people, and I'm glad to hear that
Muslim religion, right? Not the Muslim.
Not even people; it's the religion.
Right.
And you know, there are progressive Muslims out there. The one that took the gun out of the guy's hand was a progressive Muslim. You have progressive imams who are saying, okay, this is not good. This does not represent the Islam that we want to exist. And what's sad is that the majority of Muslims want the version that there is now, where people are like going. And I don't even know if it's. Okay, hold on. Let me stop myself before I get really.
Sharia?
No, dude, all good. Dude, like, listen, there's like 2 billion Muslims out there, right? If 10% are extreme, that's 20 million.
That's way too many.
That's a lot.
I do agree.
If they are
especially
extreme.
given
You know, there are extremists in every religion, but they are not getting to the point where they're going and flying planes into fucking buildings.
Yeah, besides that, though, but I would like to know, as far as religions go, I know the Jewish religion, if you get deep into like some of it, like they don't like the goyim, right? Or something like that. Like they don't like the people who aren't Jewish, correct?
Yes, allow me to point out a similarity between the Quran and the Talmud. The Quran states very clearly it's okay to commit taqiyya. We are all kafors, lie, cheat, steal, kill to anybody that is a kafir.
That's Muslim.
All of us that do not believe in Muhammad and Allah. From my understanding, the Talmud has something similar regarding the goyim.
But I always thought the Talmud, like it's similar, but it's like, yeah, they're not good people. Like there's nothing that says we need to be the best religion, the only religion. We need to, eliminate people who aren't our religion. I just always thought the Talmud was like, they're not good people. Forget about them.
There's a big difference here.
Yeah,
there's a big difference here, and what it is that you don't see Jewish people acting on that shit. Okay, it may be in their what is it, the Torah?
Yeah,
the Torah or Talmud. Yes.
Talmud.
Okay. So it may be in there, and if it is, it is. Okay, but you do not see Jews going out here and committing terrorist attacks against Muslims because it's because the other way around, because like, oh, we're going to kill Muslims because they don't like us, or we're going to kill such and such. You don't see Jews doing that. You don't see Christians doing it. You don't see Hindus doing it. You do not see other religions doing it. You only see Muslims doing it. And like I said, there are good Muslims out there. The progressive Muslims, the ones that don't fucking kill gay people for being gay.
The ones that
and
help
shit like that,
Tommy
and Jews
Robinson.
for being fucking Jews.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
No.
and just like we're with you, but even in the Jewish religion, I don't think even in the Talmud or the Torah, it says to eliminate people who aren't Jewish. It pretty much just says meh, like don't worry, meh, like forget about them. Whereas the Muslim says like essentially eliminate them, get rid of them. As far as I know, as far as that goes. So I mean, there is a big difference.
Yeah, they're called infidels.
Yeah, kafir is another one.
So like I said,
Infidel-
it doesn't. Both are bad. Both are very bad. If they said that, then both of those with writings or teachings or whatever the hell you want to call it are bad. No one is saying that one is better than the other. But like I said, you do not have Jewish people going out here and acting on that.
Right.
You see Jews living peacefully. If you go to Israel, you have Muslims, Christians, Hindus, any religion. They're all living peacefully. It was not Jews that was just attacked on October 7th. It was everyone that lived in Israel. And you had Muslims that were killed that lived in Israel. And just like I know this is like going like, oh, he's an American. He's talking about 9/11. I lived through that shit. And it wasn't just Americans who were killed on 9/11. There were Muslims in that tower who were killed. There were Indians. There were, like I said, it wasn't just white people. It wasn't just Americans.
Heard, yeah. It was everyone who was proud to be an American, who was making a great living in America, regardless of race, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of religion. They were doing the damn thing. They were working in America, and they were taken out by people who did not like what America stood for, not what they were, as you said, the same people took their same people out, but because they were Muslims in America who yes, I'm Muslim, but I still respect the tenets of America. They didn't like that. They took out their own people.
What I'd like to add, and I know that the delay's there, so bear with me a moment. And Joe Pond pointing out the Christian had the Crusades. Yes, how many hundreds of years ago? We're talking about modern times right now. So I'd like to add that Islam, I'm going to put them on a pedestal. They seem to be the only ones that have the biggest problem with true assimilation and cohabitation. So I, again, pointing out my own bias, I am begging to be enlightened and for somebody to talk something that's symbolic of sense into me, but I do believe that Islam is the greatest threat.
Just imagine during the Christian Crusades, the Christians go, well, but the Aztecs did the same thing. Who cares what the person before you did? We're not talking, that's a critique towards Joe Pond. Who cares what happened during the Christian Crusades? All religions had a point in time where they wanted to be king shit. We get it. We understand. But right now we're going through one who really wants to be number one come hell or high water.
Every religion is caked in blood if you go far back enough in time.
Yeah.
It is. Weren't the Crusades started when Muslims were trying to kill Christians? Or was it just Christians just trying to dominate the world?
You're on to something there. You're not wrong. Yeah, they're like a lot of the times there is a catalyst or like an opponent essentially that's going on. So yeah,
I gotta hit the bathroom
for sure.
Yeah, I can only stay on for a few more minutes, guys. But
no, man.
Yeah, with the what you said about Muslims in Islam, people in Islam who migrate to Western countries and they refuse to assimilate. That is the greatest threat. I believe, I'm from Tennessee. I believe that is the greatest threat to America right now.
Well, what's interesting too, Josh, is allegedly the younger. So obviously it was a father-son duo that happened in Bondi, but apparently, as far as I know, the younger one was actually born in Australia. So it just goes to show you that he didn't come from, he didn't come from a place that was already indoctrinating him. He was born in a place that was essentially saying, hey, everything's good here, but somehow he still got captured by this ideology. It still captured him, even though he wasn't essentially born in that country. He was born in Australia, and for whatever reason, it was still able to capture him. That's wild.
That is insane. I guess it just goes to show you that people who that take this religion way too damn far, and it's proven in the attacks that they do. It's proven in the countries that they live in. And one thing I don't understand here is another thing. And I'm sorry, this is probably the last thing I'm going to say is that they call Israel colonizers, yet they have colonized and taken over 52 states or countries in the Middle East.
Interesting.
And they're very vocal about their intentions to indoctrinate and eventually assimilate us. I do believe, and I feel almost like poor form in talking about it, but it's the truth. Only because that it was a Muslim man that did put that attack to an end. But I do believe that Islam, unchecked, is the biggest existential threat to America.
Absolutely. And you know what? We will actually rise up. We're not like the UK. We are full of a bunch of people who are still pissed off about 9/11 and the 93 bombing at the World Trade Center. We are still pissed off about that.
I want to thank you for calling.
And I could kill 3,000 people in 102 minutes. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Did you say you're in the UK, by the way?
No, I'm in Tennessee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, no, I'm a big Tommy Robinson fan. That's why I bring that up. We're gonna have to get into the actual Bondi attack, but I want to thank you for calling in, man. It's been refreshing.
Hell yeah,
I hope
Josh.
we can hear from you again, Mr. Josh.
Like I said, just say like this right here before I go.
Please.
Fuck Islam, and I don't even care. Fuck Islam.
Freedom of speech, baby.
Heard that. Freedom of speech. All right, Josh. Thank you, man.
God bless.
Yes, sir.
Later. Yeah. There is
strong feelings all around.
One of the I heard a good, I'm not religious, right?
Bondi.
Essentially,
Bondi. Thank you, Misha.
Bondi, yeah. Bondi.
Yes, you're not
Bondi.
religious.
Too hot to handle.
Bondi.
I heard a good retort one can use now for, well, in the Old Testament, this, and that. And what if people believe, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. And I have used that before, too. Like, this is how people can be extreme on the Christian side. But the Old Testament, as explained to me, is before Jesus came down, right? So if you believe in religion, you believe in Christianity. After Jesus came down, everything that happens after him is what one should follow. So crazy shit happened back in the day, for sure, in the Old Testament. But when Jesus came down, he set, I don't know if you want to call them 10 commandments, right? In one of those 10 commandments before the Old Testament, after the Old Testament. So Old Testament, Jesus, 10 commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not covet there was things given that kind of contradicted what came before and said, what came before, it was a wild time. We're trying to be a little more civilized and put together, and we don't want to be like that. So let's follow this, right? When you look at Islam, you don't have that. You don't have what says thou shalt not kill. What says thou shalt not steal, essentially.
It only specifies.
This is my ignorance. I don't know.
Do not kill another believer. It literally specifies that.
It grants you the opportunity to, if you wanted to, get rid of people. I mean, it is, I don't know if in the Christian religion or the Jewish religion, is there something that says if you sacrifice yourself for your religion, you go to heaven immediately? You know, they have the 72 virgins thing. And obviously what we're talking about is the extreme portion. But when you look at the extreme portions of Christianity or Judaism, does it match up? Is it equivocatable, if I may use a made-up word?
I'm not aware of any other theological dogmatic incentives, anything like Islam. I am just ignorant to it, perhaps.
Right. So it's just like, it almost seems that it allows the people who are already extreme to be more extreme. You know, like the people who are extreme in the Christian sense, do they kill in the name of religion, or are they just, they happen to be religious and then, they commit a mass shooting or something like that? Are they killing in the name of religion, or are they just like a broken, whereas a lot of these people on that side of things, as far as like the extremist Muslim goes, they kill in the name of religion, in the name of their, imagine someone saying, praise Jesus before they unalive a bunch of people. It almost doesn't make sense, right?
That would be a contradicting
right
move. Yeah,
right. But for whatever reason, it's not a contradiction on that side of things.
No, it's glorified. You're told it's rewarded. It's an honor. It's just like the Imperial Japanese believing they were serving the kami-sama, their god, during World War II on their kamikaze strikes, and that was taught out of them, thankfully, after a couple of lashings. This is still, what can be construed as a barbaric religion, and it terrifies me when I hear the children being taught these notions that you will be rewarded if you end this person's life that doesn't think like you.
I'm going to play something biased. Maybe it's biased, maybe it's extreme, but I saw it on X, and I felt compelled to play it, and I want you to see it. I want everyone to see it, because I think it's worthy of it. And point me to a video where you see somebody who is Jewish or Christian saying things like this. Please point me to a video, because I would like to play it. Not I want to be proven wrong, but because I want to play it. I would like to point out the extremes of things and point out why the extremes of things are wrong. So
before you hit that play button, I'd like to extend the invite to any of you. Look, America first is the stance here. We're being called by what I am safely assuming are Muslim individuals, very ignorant, and that we know nothing about Islam. Feel free to call us if you are interested in having a conversation after we get through this a bit.
I will fully admit to
our own ignorance.
Yeah, our own ignorance, maybe falling for some types of propaganda. Sure.
Oh, no, but I've read the verses. I have taken a lot of time on this one. Okay,
no, I'm just giving a little benefit of the doubt, saying like, yeah,
sure.
I could be this, I could be that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm not. I'm open to being persuaded. But when I see someone like this out there, and again,
yes,
show me somebody on the Christian side or the Jewish side being this extreme. And I'm not being hyperbolic or condescending. It's a literal show me. I'm asking, could you please? Not say, it's not this like backhand saying, show me because you can't. I'm saying, show me because I want to see it. Okay.
Yes.
So here's this guy.
Unfortunately, these days we don't repeat this enough, or we don't have this aqidah concept firm in our minds that Islam did not come to coexist. Islam is Islam la yu'la. Islam ya'lu wa la yu'la alayh.
Islam is always supposed to be superior, is what he said. I guess he said Islamic thing. He said what he said in Islam allegedly says Islam is always superior and should never be surpassed.
And Islam is raised high, and nothing is raised above Islam. We can't think of Islam that it came to live with these other religions, in the sense that Islam is a religion amongst those religions, and they have a share with the truth, and they have a share of justice, and they have a share of, this worship of Allah, the correct worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Islam came to correct all of that. Islam came to remove the oppression of all those religions, and it is the only truth, and it is the only way to justice.
That's it.
So, a video like that, I've just seen too many examples like it. And look, with respect to the individuals that I'm sure feel offended, may not stick around, I will
I don't
triple,
want them
quadruple
to.
down.
I don't want them to. Like, I really don't.
No,
want...
yeah. Hit one and enter if you'd like to call. We'll put the number up immediately if you drop that one. But I am going to, from all the research I've done, I have isolated the verses and then read the context behind them. You cannot sit in any conversation with me and tell me that the Quran does not say it's okay, lie, cheat, steal, kill to any non-believers, aka kafors, right? You just cannot. You cannot tell me that it is not within the wishes and the parameters of that very holy book to come in here and overtake us. And again, the rights of women, don't get me started. Women have no rights in Sharia law. They cover up head to toe. It is the most anti-American religion I can think of, yet we're expected to embrace every religion because that is our creed.
Here's another quick clip of Christopher Hutchins. I've heard this guy's name before, but he's talking about Islam and his Islamophobia, and he's talking about how they're going to now make a word, like, and just like a lot of phobias, like if you're homophobic, you can't criticize the gay people. If you're trans, can't criticize. So he was calling out they're going to make Islamophobia.
This is very urgent business, ladies and gentlemen. I beseech you. Resist it while you still can, and before the right to complain is taken away from you, which will be the next thing. You will be told you can't complain because you're Islamophobic. The term is already being introduced into the culture as if it was an accusation of race hatred, for example, or bigotry, whereas it's only the objection to the preachings of a very extreme and absolutist religion. Resist it while you can. And if you wonder what will happen if you don't, look and see how a cricket team in Middlesex in England had to change its name by force last week because it was called, and had been for years, the Middlesex Crusaders. Look and see how stories about little pigs can't be taught to children in English schools anymore.
I didn't even think of that. They can't teach the three little pigs because pigs is bacon.
Right?
That's
Correct.
fucked.
It's the filthiest animal. No, I should.
Okay, do you agree though? Okay, I just need to clarify. Can people be of the religion of Islam and still be pro-America?
Yeah. Okay. I'm conceding to my own ignorance, right? Because we both know I know a very kind Islamic family. Only they, behind closed doors, have been very open that they would love it if Islam took over and that everything would be better. So they say that to me in front of me while joking about Jews and ovens and all that. So I don't know quite how to take them, but they do live the American way. They're living day to day, honestly. So I guess it exists. The one itching question in the back of my mind is, if the opportunity arose, would they go that much further?
Well, let me ask you a question. If the opportunity arose for far leftists to take out people who like Donald Trump, would they?
If a far leftist had an opportunity to take out,
if shit hit the fan, and it came down to that versus that, the guy that I'm talking about, I feel would take me out right away.
Yeah,
without even thinking about it, and he's not even Islamic. He's just a fucking leftist who doesn't like my opinions on Trump. So, like, is that a good tell of people? Because I can already tell you people who are already here who would turn on me on a dime.
I mean, right now, it is my belief that we are acknowledging a truth, just an absolute truth, and it's been uncomfortable to look at and to have these conversations. And the fact that we've all been made to feel uncomfortable about it is the reason these conversations should be being had more and more and more. It's not lost on me that I'm wearing this, and while I'm saying what I'm saying, this puts me in the crosshairs of fanatics. and Hassan Piker mouth breathers out there that incite violence for $1 every day. I'm aware of all of the risks, but I don't feel like a fucking victim. I'm okay with these conversations as long as they show that same grace and not that outrage. Oh my God, they're going to draw a picture of us. They're going to say something about the prophet, or they're going to say something that's literally in the fucking book. I'm not afraid.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody should be afraid. I don't think anybody should be afraid. We should just be able to talk open and honestly, just like a lot of people get to talk of that religion, death to America, in America. Okay.
From the river to the sea, sir.
But yeah, but not even an intifada thing, just like legit, just straight up, the old school death to America chants that happens in America. It's like you can have your opinion, and this is why I would love people who are maybe Muslim or on that side of things. If anybody is listening on that, like call in and tell me otherwise. Like I can tell you anecdotally, I work for somebody in the smoke shop industry, and he was a Muslim, but he eventually changed himself to Jewish. Then he went to Christian. Then he went to Jew for Jesus. Like he was all over the place. He did start Muslim, but when he came here, he is, or at least was, all about America. He voted for Donald Trump. He was just pro-America, America. He kind of hated where he came from. So I don't know if that played into a role, but I knew somebody who wanted to, Muslim, sure. They changed religions, but at first he wasn't, but he was still, I'm pro-America. I still have my beliefs on this religion. He did end up changing his religion, but I still saw a moment in time when he was a Muslim and pro-America and going all for it. And maybe you can't be both. Maybe that's what we're finding out. You can either be hardcore this or hardcore that, and you can't be both.
I have one. Okay, my famous anecdotal story is out of 3 Islamic friends I've had throughout my lifetime, 2 out of those 3 looked me dead in my eye and said that they would kill me if it was during a jihad. The point
That's crazy.
I want.
And they were your friends.
Yeah,
and
like good close friends.
And what's
back
a
in the
jihad again? What's a jihad? It's like a religious war.
Holy war.
Holy war.
If we've
had a few of those,
right? And I want to make this very clear because the one that told me he would not, I believe him. Like somebody said that might have been Takia, which is where they can lie to us out of strategy. I saw it in his eyes. I still see it in his eyes. He gave me a book for my birthday. He wrote the kindest of words. There's a good soul. So
that's the thing, though, right? The religion gives you doubt. The person you believe, but then you still have that sect, that little bit behind the person that you don't know how far back they believe. When you look at Christianity, you look at Judaism, and there's nothing behind the person that is like evil, kill, unalive the people who don't believe with me. Like, whereas as far as that goes, if you look at the extremist versions, you're like, shit, there is something literally written there, as far as you say, that is saying it's fine. If they're not Islam, you can get rid of them. So like what I'm saying is there's this instilled doubt, unfortunately, where you're like, fuck, are they or aren't they?
Right. And when it was Unspecified V who brought that point up, thankfully, I'm, I guess, more confident enough in my judgment.
Hold it down right quick. Sorry.
It's okay. In my judgment, in my heart, I feel like this particular friend that I still have, the kind, he bought me Christopher Reeve's book during a time that was very challenging, and it was for my birthday. I'm very thankful to this friend, and God is with him. I hope he is well in life. And to the other 2, I just hope jihad doesn't occur where we have to get to that point. But this, I do believe that this is an invitation to an open, larger conversation that should be had on this very platform, perhaps to where Josh and I could be further enlightened or persuaded so we don't sound more biased. And there was one more caveat I wanted to add, which is, and when he gets back, we'll break into this. I mean, regarding the Bondi massacre, it was nothing less than that. The fact that, let us not downplay the fact that a Muslim man risked his life took an injury, took a bullet, and helped put that attack to a stop. So I don't want our rhetoric or what may appear and sound like rhetoric to get ahead of us. I'm not trying to pump the brakes. It is just a large question that does need to be faced without fear. And that's the problem that I feel that religion as a whole produces.
I got a question.
Go on.
In America, we have freedom of religion. Why does it feel, or why does it appear, why does it seem that you are in a place where there is freedom of religion? Seems like you should be able to freely criticize religion if it's freedom of religion. And it seems to me like in America in 2025, you are free to criticize Christianity. You are free to criticize Judaism. But if you criticize being a Muslim, I mean, let's be fair here. I've sat here, you've sat here and criticized any aspect of Christianity or Judaism that we saw worthy to be criticized. So the second we now criticize the next one, that makes us bad, that makes us phobic of something, that makes no sense. That to me sounds like people don't want to address the elephant in the room. Maybe there's not one there, but I can criticize this one, no problem. I can definitely criticize that one, no problem. But the second I go to criticize this one, for whatever reason, it's, oh, no, don't do that. What are you, a bigot? What are you, a phobia of some sort? It's just odd. It's just odd.
We've done about roughly, what do you say, like 500 episodes on this very show over the span of 4 years?
Yeah, close to, if not maybe a ass hair under, but
So,
close to.
I know from the first day to this, we have never held back on criticizing any theology or politician or politics in general, parties, so on and so forth. It is only when we talk about this one where I see words spammed like incels or some of the other shit that I've seen, which is getting less and less. I have no doubt that there are some pocket watching right now and trying to dox us somewhere, some way. I wish that this fear was not inherently built within us, but that is not the fault of our own. We're not playing victim, but therein lies the problem, that we all feel we need to walk on eggshells when it comes to jokes, critiquing, or even talking about any religion. And it just so happens that this is the one that always falls within the crosshairs where we all feel a little uncomfortable. Not fair.
If I hate to divert from this, but if you are new and hanging out with us tonight, we are trying to hit a little goal as we do every day. We are at 2376. We're just looking for 24 more subs. We'd love to hit 2400 at the end of this show. No pressure, no rush. We just have a goal every show, and that is our goal. So if you haven't subbed yet and you are digging the conversation, please go ahead and give us a sub. The next thing on that list is likes. Give us a like too. We are trying to always hit at least 100 likes. It's hard, but I tell you what, either way, even if we don't hit it, we don't hit this, we don't hit that, we still love hanging out and having this conversation and talking. So it doesn't sway us either way, but we do just try to set a goal, because if you're not trying to set a goal, you're not trying to improve in life. So that's our goal. If you want to help us hit that, please do feel ever so kindly. Would you?
And just to add a little bit more, this is the final passion project that exists. As a kid, I wanted to be a comic book artist, a director, an actor. I don't have all that stuff anymore. I have a 9-to-5, and then I have this. And the dream for this is just that we can have the platform where conversation is king. Okay, and dare I say it, at the behest or risk of sounding cheesy, like a Charlie Kirk, like to continue in the wishes of a Charlie Kirk and other heroes like him. So with that being said, shall we talk about Bondi?
We can move on to the Bondi. What a horrible, I don't like how that word ends, huh? Bondi. Ugh. Look, because a lot of people did Bondi.
Oh, dude.
I know.
Punnery. Yep, that's okay.
Not good at all.
The attempt at levity. We do our best. And Mishka was Remember, she's down under.
Oh,
our
shit.
very own Mishka.
Isn't TZ as well?
I don't see TZ with us tonight.
No, I'm
but
saying,
just
but
know,
isn't he Australia as well?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not
pretty
confident. No, beyond every word that we say, our hearts, our souls, my prayers are with you and everybody in that community, and not just the Jewish people, but the entire country of Israel and the victims. Just my prayers.
We can go
So
ahead. Let's start off. Actually, let's do a little differently here because we're kind of keeping a certain theme. Let's start off with some of the interviews first before we kind of get into some other things. Like obviously, most people know some crazy ass shit happened in Australia. I think what is it right now? 15 reported
Mishka's
dead.
in Bondi right now, by the way.
Oh my good. Wow. Is Misha okay? Mishka okay? Is everything good? Does she know anybody?
I saw some of her comments. She mentioned being afraid to go to the store.
I'm so sorry, Mishka. That's some wild stuff to be a part of.
I can only empathize to a much smaller degree, where a horrible crime happened nearby in the neighborhood, and like the TAC team had to come out. But I'm very sorry, sweetheart.
We'll get let's play some of these interviews, and then we'll get in kind of like the timeline, and maybe just some of these videos here that are going.
She's at her first funeral.
Oh, of the. What time is it there? What time is it in Australia right now? Now I gotta know for Morbidity. What time?
Mishka is an OG. To those of you that hear us saying her name, she is a lovely human being that is very vocal, passionate, and has had an amazing career and lives in Australia. Apparently is in Bondi right now.
405. 405.
Here in the chat, just show her a little love.
Shout out to Mishka and and the person's life that she's going to honor at this funeral right now. So, oh boy. All right, let's play some of the video. Let's play some of these interviews real quick before we kind of get into the whole timeline thing. I thought they were quite interesting. This first one is of a gal. She's talking to, I guess, ABC News. That is part of the Australia section here.
The ABC affiliate, okay, in Australia.
She goes on to say some quite powerful words. See what she's got.
How are we feeling? Is this what you wanted? Is this enough now? Will you listen to us? Albanese, Wong, will you listen to us? Will you actually do something? Will you actually... don't have to stand up and say anything because we don't believe you anyway. And ABC, I've got to say, will you cut out the biased reporting? Mainstream media, we feel will you cut it out? Will you actually let us have a voice? Because we feel that part of the reason that the Jewish people have experienced such a massive change in Australia towards us. I mean, I'm Aussie. I'm Aussie, and I'm not a religious Jewish girl, but a woman. But since October the 7th, since all the hatred that's been thrown at us, I started to wear my Magen David because I'm Jewish. And if you have something to say, you can say it to me. And ABC, please stop with the biased reporting.
Victoria, we are so sorry for what you are going through and what you have been through, and we really hope that your father recovers.
It was her dad. There you go. She's like, could you guys just, stop.
Cut the shit.
Yeah. You beat her on the bush on one side of things. Why can't you just not do it on the other side?
How about you just, be reporters?
We're so
like
worried
the
about
days of
people's
yesteryear.
feelings. We're so worried about feelings and
right. Yeah,
offending
they're too worried
people
about all of these made-up terms to combat free speech, like Islamophobia. That's not a fucking thing. I think that's a rational response when you see enough actions, like in Bondi, to even say, oh yeah, I'm a little uncomfortable about this fucking religion that's produced so much vitriol, hatred, and bloodshed. And I'm not even talking about isolated in these acts within themselves. I'm talking about where Sharia law is practiced as the law of the land. That's what scares the ever-living shit out of me.
Here's this guy. Here's another interviewer. This guy is an Israeli, but he does point out that it wasn't just Jewish people who died at the hands of these guys.
Oh, and before there's conspiracy theories, in this Jewish star, the Star of David that I received today, it has a lion in the center. Nothing nefarious. All right, do go on.
Obviously doesn't have the truth. It just has a lion.
See, there you go. You heard it first, Mr. Josh.
Lion,
all right,
lion fucking Jews, man. God damn them. All right, here we go.
All right, do it.
We can kill the Jews. That's the Jews. Our government did nothing. Before.
So what he's saying, there was like a protest going on saying we can kill the Jews, just the Jews, and the government did nothing. I think he's referencing around the times that there was big like pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine marches that happened in the days after October 7th in Australia. And he's saying they're like, yeah, cool, no problem. You want to march about killing people? Do your thing. Australia had no word to say. Oh, no. Yeah, it's nothing to say. I'm sorry to make fun of. I didn't mean to do that. I was just. I just love how they say no, because it's not like no. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, their English is strongly enunciated compared to ours. The King's English, a closer variant.
Wow.
But with that being said, every time I see one of these blind pro-Palestinian marches, I'm like, hey, the heart's in the right place and all that, but fucking at least work on that ignorance. At least, I don't know, make an attempt to look at the other fucking side. Just walk out of the echo chamber for a fucking second. I understand that it may be a terrible look of me while everything I've just said without reading the Quran word for fucking word, but it just seems like the default of the left to march for Palestine and say fuck all to Israel, and I'm tired of that shit.
How about this real quick? Since we were talking about, the LGBTQ thing, just real quick before we get back into it, this is a Queers for Palestine like protest little stand set up, and they get, quote, a massive reality check. Just real quick.
So it looks like now I'm being protested by some transgender group. They have some signs up that say don't debate this guy. This is the second day in a row that I have been protested at UW's campus. It looks like
so they set up their own counter protest saying don't debate this guy. They're like, so like you'll see what they did.
They're wearing Palestinian keffiyehs. They have a transgender flag. I don't know if they know that the majority of Palestinians don't support LGBTQ rights, and Hamas actively kills people who are gay or transgender. But I guess we'll go see.
Next to this event that's coming, it's a chapter of TPUSA, who Kirk runs here. And,
you guys have a lot of interesting stuff going on here. Don't debate this guy. I see you have a keffiyeh and a trans flag.
Indeed.
Do you think that you'd...
The science told me not to debate you, man.
Would you survive in Gaza, do you think?
Hey, look.
Personally, I think they'd throw you off a building. What do you think would happen?
Most original fucking right-wing talking point. Wow, you got me. I'm dead.
Most original right-wing talking point. I don't know if that's a right-wing talking point. I think that's just a point.
If anything, that poor retort was a talking point from a very, very poorly constructed book.
I know, but it's crazy that, like, if I hear something myself, like, I always kind of want to check it out. I want to look into it a little bit. Like, I don't just take it for what it's worth. Oh, that's interesting. Let me just kind of verify, double check. During COVID, we were told doing your own research is bad. That's a right-wing thing. So, like, apparently they're all convinced that if you do look into more than the information you get, you're a right-winger. Because it's like, if you just do a little research, you'll see that that's not a right-wing fucking talking point. Go there. Do it yourself. Do a little, work the scientific method, if you will. I'll stay here straight. I'll be the control and you'll be the test, right? You go there and see what happens. I can almost like Like, it feels like, oh, I'm a fortune teller. You're flying off a roof. You know, see?
My apologies that I'm
That's
of
fine.
two minds at the moment, but if she's still here, I want her to hear your response. So, Rhonda Newell, if you're here, I'm going to read your comment to my co-host here. Let's see what happens after that. So, I'm in the wrong place, ... Excuse me, I'll be going back to my libtard existence. So, that's not at all what we're trying to put out there. We've called out Trump. We've called him a dummy for doing dumb shit. I voted for him. He did not. We just call out whatever needs to be called out, regardless of where it falls. If you yourself come in here and feel immediately that this is just not a place you can just exist because we're critical of things on the side that you identify with, then perhaps that's more on you and less on us.
Yeah. It's probably like one thing too. You're like, oh, whoa, they're personally attacking me. It's like, no, it's one thing we said. No, you're just taking
Probably just saw this clip and made, an assumption.
inferences. Cool.
The site told me not to debate you, man.
Would you survive in Gaza, do you think?
Hey, look.
Personally, I think they'd throw you off a building. What do you think would happen?
Most original fucking right-wing talking point.
Wow, you got me. I'm dead. You destroyed me. Oh no, not your words.
You haven't answered the question.
I've been destroyed.
Hey, look, dude, I'm telling you, the fucking sign. The sign says I don't debate you, man.
Do you think that the majority of Palestinians would support you and your identity?
You're eradicating me right now.
Do you see the sign?
I'm being destroyed.
Are you afraid to have your ideas challenged?
Did you see my sign?
I am extrapolating that you are afraid to have your ideas challenged because you
Debates
want to.
Are, stupid.
Having your ideas challenged are stupid, yes.
Unproductive. I mean,
yeah, I
debates.
really hate having all of my ideas challenged. You're right.
Clearly, you won't speak.
Of course, you're absolutely correct.
You've come out here and put up signs that are telling people not to debate.
So destroyed.
I know I'm dead.
Oh no.
You killed me. Sorry, right wing wins again. You said one thing in a debate. You're debating college students, which is really funny.
Yeah.
I'm a college dropout.
How much are you paid?
I don't need to tell you what my salary is.
No, how much are you paid?
Don't worry about it.
You've been here for the last month. How much are you paid?
I don't get paid any more being here. That's not my ideas. That's my salary. I don't get paid any more being here.
What does being paid have to do with debating anybody? If I was paid to debate, I'd want to debate even more. If I wasn't paid to debate, I would have less incentive to and more reason for you to be like, oh, maybe he just wants to have an exchange of ideas.
I mean, it's on a place of education. They seem to forget that. And the irony is never lost on me. He had the one line that to me should have been the end all, where the two morons, dare I say, should have just dropped to their knees and said, we're sorry, is when he points out, do you know that Islam does not support LGBTQIA, LBCD, whatever the fuck. Go try that shit in the Middle East. See how well it works for you. Simple as that. But you want to chant River to the Sea here.
We got here already. We got Doom Shop MF312. Either you're here or there. No more middle ground bullshit. Obviously, this guy doesn't know anything. It's so easy to sit in the fence. It's actually on the fence. It's the coward's way of dealing with any situation. It's the easy route. C. Fuck your centrist viewpoint, buddy. He's so mad.
Mean, if you can't see a centrist platform as an attempt to maintain a dialogue with everyone, then I'm sorry that you feel that lost and that it is an all or nothing war. I don't fail to see why.
Maybe he's responding to what they're saying. I don't know.
We always got to bear in mind when we read comments.
Yeah.
So
like sometimes we get a little worked up, like, well, how dare you? It's like, no, dude, I was responding to what they were saying in the video. Fuck. It's like, our bad.
More than anything else.
I have a feeling though, we're called stuck in the middle. He's saying centrist viewpoints. He's talking about us. Let's finish the video real quick and we'll see. We'll see
I
what
think the eye roll emojis just
of course. Doom, call in 954-546-3455. If you really got an eye roll, if you really got something to say, call us, man. I mean,
verbalize it.
Yeah, seriously. No big thing, man. We'll take it. We'll be nice.
My salary is?
No, how much are you paid?
Don't worry about it.
You've been here for the last month. How much are you paid?
I don't get paid any more being here. That's not my ideas. That's my salary. I don't get paid any more being here than I would if I was at my house. I'm not going to tell you how much I get paid, but I don't get paid more for being here. I'm not monetized on YouTube. Not yet.
Why are you here, dude? Go.
Because I enjoy it.
Kind of lame. I don't know.
Why are you out here?
Kind of lame. That's the only response. He
Yeah,
said kind of lame.
I'm passionate about civil discourse in America. Well, that's lame. We just
Because
believe
this
everything we're
side,
told.
this far side doesn't want discourse. I can't tell you how many videos I've seen where they just poo-poo discourse. They don't want to talk about it. If you disagree with them, they shut it down. And it's becoming like I can't play devil's advocate anymore than I have. Like when it comes to defending this side and saying, oh, well, it's just this, like everyone I bump into, it seems like the moment, like on the right, it's gone deep with like, no, fuck you, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, fuck this. But the second you challenge somebody on the left, they shut down and they do this shit. Like, no, discourse is lame, whatever. Pff, you're stupid. I won't talk to you no more.
I mean,
no, man.
I have to claim it as truth because I lived it for the better part of my adult life. 20 some odd years, I think, I spent as an active, progressive, and then even more hyper sensationalized and radicalized when Bernie Sanders was doing his thing, where I went door to door. Never have I felt so radical in a movement than when I was actively in the DNC. And take that with what you can. My word to your ears.
Yeah.
Why are you here, dude? Go.
Because I enjoy it.
Kind of lame. I don't know.
Why are you out here?
Spreading our word here.
Okay, me too.
Rally. Yeah, no.
Okay, perfect. Me too. That's exactly what I'm doing as well.
They got nothing. All right, we got a caller. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got two callers. Hang on a second.
Call from.
Doom Shop. Yeah.
Doom Shop. Hang on.
So I mean.
Yo. Doom Shop. Hang on one second. I gotta put somebody else on hold. Hang on one second. Don't hang up.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
No, all good.
Call from.
Willie.
Hey, buddy, thank you for calling. Doom Shop had called first. If you don't mind, we're going to take his phone call. Just hold the line for us for a few moments. We'll be right back with you.
No problem.
Appreciate you, Willie. Thank you, Willie. Doom Shop.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? Thank you for calling, man. Thank you for hanging out with us
How
tonight.
you doing?
How are you, sir?
Doing?
First and foremost,
fantastic.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. You know, I'm sorry if I came at you a little aggressive there.
Not at all. Not at all. Don't worry about it.
Honestly, I kind of saw your thing about Nick Fuentes and his dad, and you know, I kind of got pissed off about that one. You know.
Wait.
At what part? Like at what part? Like at what part did you get mad that what we said?
What do you mean?
Like,
did you say Nick Fuentes? I need to clarify. Did you say Nick? We didn't talk about Nick Fuentes tonight.
Wait, because it said Nick. You guys read about a Nick character, so
Eli, you're supposed to go with him and pretend we did, so we can talk with him.
No. We talked about Nick, which was Rob Reiner's son, who murdered him.
I'm saying maybe he's.
Okay,
shit.
This is confusing then. Oh my God.
You got us on a different stream. Like you're talking about a different show, maybe.
No.
No, just pretend we're that show though. Go ahead, give it to us. Eli spoiled it. No, it's fine. Pretend we're that show.
I can't even expose anything now. That's crazy as hell.
Dude, it's all good, man.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, let's talk about that whole murder situation, honestly, with the whole, because that's crazy. Because I heard about it.
Hey, Doom Shop. Do you mind real quick? We have Willie on the other line. If
yes. Go to him. Yes.
Or hold the line or call back. We still want to hear from you, but Willie may have something kind of current on what's going on as far as what we're talking about. That doesn't mean your opinion doesn't matter. Okay?
I'm sorry, guys.
Dude,
sorry.
not at all. Hold the line. We'll be right back with you, or call back in. Thank you, Doom Shop.
I'll call back in more than likely.
I appreciate you, buddy. Willie.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, brother? How you doing tonight?
Pretty good.
What's going on, man? What do you got for us on this fine day? Oh, it's actually Wednesday now, man. How you doing on this Wednesday?
Yes.
Yes.
Thinking about what happened in Australia,
Yep.
as well as what happened one state over from me in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
About guns and gun control. It's like, no matter what, criminals are going to get a hold of guns. And we don't really need more gun control. We need people to be active the way that person was tackling the gunmen.
Yeah. Yeah. Did
They
you?
were in a
Go ahead.
They were in a classroom in Brown University. 7 people got shot and 2 people got killed. Nobody even knows who did it.
He's on the loose. That's the fucking craziest part about the Brown. There's a like, have you ever known of a school shooter who's still on the fucking loose? It's the wildest thing I've ever heard.
He's still on the loose?
I mean, yeah. Not counting Charlie
Kirk all
thing,
staring
but
at their phones, but didn't have the wherewithal to like pick it up and.
Well, I heard
take
they were in like a study session.
phone.
Like, is that true? Like, I heard they were in a study
so damn
session.
liberal that they got rid of the ROTC detachment on campus.
I hope they didn't get rid of ROTC. How dare they?
The way I look at it is they probably. One thing I learned in the Army, they won't even let us carry weapons in the Army.
Who won't let you carry weapons in the Army?
Well, I'm not in the Army anymore, but they won't let us carry them like every day on duty unless we have a purpose.
Well,
all the time they're locked up in a vault.
Well,
and ammo is kept someplace else.
Heard. And if you don't mind me asking, though, like, let's just say
But what they taught us was after there was a shooting at an Army Reserve.
Yep.
This was like 3 or 4 years ago. They had a live shooter drill, and they said, pretend somebody's breaking in. Now, they made a video, the Army Public Affairs Office, and they showed somebody breaking in with a weapon, and you were like throwing books, throwing furniture, throwing everything. With as many people that were in that hall, there's no way somebody should have been able to leave. People should have been punching, kicking, clawing, gouging their eyes out.
Or shooting if they were able to have their guns.
That's the other thing.
That's crazy. I see what you're saying
okay,
there. Because I was going to say, like, it's a bunch of new people, right? I mean, like I don't know if we're talking about basic. I don't know what we're talking about as far as the Army goes. But if it's a bunch of, like...
Well, I was already in for about 15 and a half years when that happened. And I retired 4 years ago with 21 years.
So if I can ask you then, so, like, there's a point, like, when you're on base or somewhere where they don't let you have your weapons?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you bring your weapon home with you every day.
I'm that shows you my ignorance. I don't know how it works on a military base. That's kind of why
when
I'm
you're
asking.
Downrange, you have one with you all the time, though.
But it's like illegal or something like that. It's like
it's a legal thing.
Wow.
Like, well, my assigned weapon was like an M16. I mean, do you want me to have one at home all the time?
Shit.
Okay, I just for my own peace of mind here, or lack thereof. So, am I to understand while you're active duty and on base that you were not allowed to have a firearm by your side?
That's what he's saying.
Only certain people could, and you had to basically register it.
What the hell is that? Is that still the case?
Well, I was never fully active duty, like living in government quarters, but yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Asinine to me. All right. Well, at the very least, thank you for giving us something new to kind of chew on and look into.
But the other thing is, like, in the Middle East, the way I look at it is, in the Middle East, they can't even get along with each other in many cases. If we're going to switch to another subject with Islam, it's like they're fighting each other over who's going to be in charge in the Middle East.
Right.
So it's not like one big monolithic thing over there. It's a bunch of people. yeah, you have the freedom fighters, but then you have the people who just want to live, and then some people are like, oh, well, you think of all the different Christian denominations that have learned to live by one another.
Yeah, that
But
was
over there,
the
it's
heavy
like,
point
oh,
we really
no,
wanted to.
no. Our brand of Islam is better than your brand of Islam. And they're willing to, like,
And
take
it
over,
would be
like, neighborhoods and fight.
it would be
blow
one
each
thing if
other
they
up.
just simply believed that. It's an entire other when they put it into action with the silence, the intimidation, and the violence.
Yes.
I was just, someone just posted it in the chat. I was just trying to look. They said no reply. Said the Brown University shooter Mustafa Karbouch. But were they found?
Center for Middle East Studies, Brown University. He
When
is
I
a
last
third
watched the
generation
news,
Palestinian
I hadn't seen
refugee
that. They had
born
caught
and
someone,
raised
and then
in
they said,
Lebanon.
no, it wasn't him. But I had heard rumors that somebody had, like, jumped in and screamed something, but I didn't want to spread that because it wasn't through any official news outlet.
Heard. Doom Shop says he's seen the most illegal shit occur on base, etc., but he ain't snitching on his brothers. Heard that.
Yeah, I got to call some of my old friends that did, active duty, did their tours and all that, and what was going on then as opposed to what's going on now, because this is just wild to me. But all right, anything you want to kind of put a bow on before we move on, sir?
I just have to say, like, people have to not be afraid, even if they don't have a weapon, just to try to use what they have. And when I say weapon, like a gun, to just use whatever they have tactically to gain an advantage to help others.
Yeah. It definitely easier said than done. No, though, Willie, like, you know what I mean? Like, for the average person who's never been in a situation like that, like, it's hard for them. I mean, maybe, like, I'm being facetious here a little bit, but even if you play video games, you might have a little more edge as far as stealth and tactics go, as far as, like, the average Joe Schmo who just kind of like, yeah, I read books and I go to work every day. So, it is hard to say for someone if they don't have experience in being defensive or at least having a gun, like, to say, hey, this is how you take someone down with a gun. Like, it takes a special kind of person to do that. And luckily in Australia, they had fucking 3 people to do that. Like it didn't fully thwart anything, but you'd be far-fetched to sit here and argue with me and Eli to say, I'm not saying you, Willie, I'm saying just in general, that to say that them stopping these dudes at least momentarily did not save some lives. So heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, Willie. Willie, appreciate you so much for calling in, man.
You're welcome.
God bless, Willie.
You have a fantastic rest of your night, man. Thank you. Willie. Everybody.
The story that I'd like to clarify if it's true or false is the one that you told me. I had asked my father, and I let's share it with chat. Is there any, those of you in chat, Josh, is there any validity to the story of the elderly couple that were driving by and saw the shooters? And the elderly couple, the man attempted first to disarm one of the shooters, was unfortunately killed in the process, and the wife soon followed. They were discovered expired in one another's arms. I would love to know if this is founded or unfounded.
It's founded. It's founded. And before we get into that shitty part, how about just for consistency here, how about we see another politician appearing to have no empathy, right? And guess who it's going to be from? Hate to break the bubble for Joe Pon. It's a Democrat.
Oh, no, don't do that to poor Joe Pon.
Right? And what it is, it's a timing thing. And he's going to argue it has nothing to do with empathy. But you tell me here, right? Chuck Schumer, he's about to make an addressment. He's about to address what happened in Australia. Chuck Schumer is Jewish. Obviously, we know this. So he's about to address this, okay? He's about to say some words on this whole thing. But before he gets into it, he needs to make mention of his important thing. All right? You ready?
And of course, I'm going to say a few words about the terrible shooting in Sydney, Australia. Okay?
Okay, of course. Okay, no problem. You're going to say a few words about the horrible shooting in Sydney, Australia. Okay. Sounds like there's a butt coming, though.
Australia. Okay? So, and first, of course, as I always say, no matter what, go Bills.
Are you kidding? What the what? This is the same disconnect on a I don't even know what level. Like we were talking about Nick Reiner and that psychological disconnect. This is some other. Oh my God!
I'll say not as bad as Trump, right? But it's still like the motherfucker just said, "Go your NFL team," before you address a terrorist attack that unalived 15 people and injured just under 40. And you're like, but first, most importantly, go Bills, as I normally do. Go Bills, rah, rah, rah.
This motherfucker has no idea what he...
That's the same disconnect. That's the same lack of... That was not the time to cheer on your NFL team.
No.
Nope.
No, it was not.
Nope. Zero. But he did. Go Bills. First and foremost,
I think,
go Bills.
Is there any litigation, Chad, is there any litigation I can pursue of my co-host for giving me this sharp migraine, or do I ultimately have to reach Chuck Schumer's lawyers?
Yeah, it's on Chuck Schumer. And that I may be biased, but it's definitely on Chuck Schumer. Definitely on Chuck Schumer.
I don't know. I'm going to really look into this. Okay, I wouldn't have heard or seen that if it wasn't for this show and you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
First and foremost, though, Eli, just want to let you know, go Bills. All right?
Well, the fuck you. Okay.
Yeah. We're about to play this horrific video of this couple being a hero and doing, what not many people would stand up and do. But first and foremost, go Bills. And now, after I said that now and rah-rahed my NFL team, let's get into, the bummer stuff, right?
Oh, my God.
As Chuck wants to say. Go Bills.
I wish it was AI.
It's not. It's
no.
Go Bills. It's also idiotic. That's what AI is. Also idiotic. That's what Chuck just did.
You are too sharp for this show, sir. You are wasting your talent here.
It definitely is AI. All right, here we go. So it's mind you, this is very quick footage. It's going to be replayed a few times. They do it in slow motion because this, in Australia, you have a front dash cam, you have a rear dash cam. And this footage is literally picked up in split seconds on the front dash cam and split seconds on the back dash cam. And that's all it is. But it paints a very full picture because this seems to be like, and as far as reports are confirming, the first casualties of this shooting. And it is the first motherfucking heroes of this shooting. Because they saw and they acted. They had no fucking gun. They didn't have the size this guy had. They didn't give a fuck. They said, nope, not on my watch, motherfucker. And the dude did what he could. Okay? He paid his life for it, but he did what he could. And that's all that
This
fucking
is evidence
matters.
of the very story I had questioned.
Yeah, yep. No.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Mishka did clarify, too.
This is the story. This is not evidence. This is it. It's quick in the front. It's quick in the back, but you get the gist. Okay.
All right.
We're going to go slow.
枪手，你看这枪手在这儿开枪，
So
在这儿，
we're going to play.
在这边开枪。
Pay attention to the left-hand side of your screen right here. That white car coming up. Look at that. The guy in the purple shirt is tackling the guy with the gun. He tackles him down. The purple shirt guy gets the gun out of the guy's hand. The dad is on the ground right there. The dad, by the way, got fucked up 2 times by some badass motherfuckers. Okay? This is the first time the dad got his fucking shit rocked by one motherfucker. And it happens again to him. So the dad sucks at life already. All right? Already, this guy fucking had 2 people try his ass who said, no, bro, not on my watch, okay? So purple shirt guy, he takes him down. Boom. He checks him. This is his wife. His wife is the lady right by the door. This is his wife right here. That's the wife.
Oh my God. Okay.
This is the man in the purple shirt. And that's all we got on the front dash cam. Okay? It's going to replay a few times.
Did the purple shirt take a shot?
Unfortunately, I don't think any of the guys who tackled the dad shot. I don't know why.
Oh, no, I meant, like, did he get hit on the way to the gunman?
All we know, as far as the story goes, is both of these fine people are deceased.
Understood.
Yeah. So it's going to play one more time forward.
Absolute legends.
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, you don't even have a gun, and you just see it, and you just react. He just reacts. He said,
I wonder if he was trained in any capacity. That's amazing reaction time.
Both of the dudes, right? Both of them.
Yeah.
They didn't have a gun, and they just said, nope. They just went, dude. They didn't even think. That's so cool. I wish I could be that cool.
I really, really wish there was a hyper fixation / focus on the heroes like there is on the tragedy itself. I hope this gets more coverage than what it has, because I knew nothing of this.
They saved lives.
Every second of the scuffle.
Look at that. He goes down. All right, we're going to play the back dash cam in a second. They're going to play this one a few times. You get to the back one right here. Here's the back one. So you see the dude fall down. He's got the gun, but obviously he doesn't keep the gun.
Damn, see, all right, so in my mind, I'm already assuming, like, the son saw this and probably ended them.
I don't think he did. I think it was the dad.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the dad wrestled the gun back or had another gun, and
fucking hell.
I don't even think they were around each other at this point, the dad and the son. Here's the back view. Give it a second. And look, everyone's looking back. But look at him. Look, you see, he has the gun. Purple shirt has the gun in his hand. And for whatever reason, and there's the wife. That's all we get. That's it. That's the last. So after he fell down, purple shirt came back up with the gun in his hand right there. He's got the gun. He probably doesn't know how to shoot it, because fuck you, Australia, for not letting people have guns without your fucking stupid bullshit laws you got to jump through. Maybe this guy would have known how to shoot this thing, right? You know, maybe it was as simple as the safety being on, right? And he didn't know how to take it off. Had he known, he didn't have to jump through the numerous laws that Australia has because they had one mass shooting. This is their worst mass shooting. They had one back in the day years ago, wasn't as bad as this, and they have guns banned. It didn't do jack shit.
This is the danger of an uninformed populace, an untrained populace with zero education on how to operate any of these, because in the risk of having a criminal with malicious intent and a weapon, you at the very least have to know how to handle that very weapon in case you can get the better of it. What a damn shame.
Yeah, and you see the dad, like, he starts running, but then he turns back right here. So I don't know if he has a handgun, but he's running away. But then he stops. He stops running right there, and now he turns back. So allegedly, though, there he is. There's purple shirt. He's trying to get him.
Fuck, man.
Well, and allegedly, those are the two. They're the two first casualties of the Bondi, Australia attack.
Literally threw themselves on it, man.
I wish I could be that badass. Really, I do. I wish I could be that cool.
A salute to them. Are their names released, or it's too preliminary?
Like there is. I think. Let me see this right here. If this X post has it.
If we don't have it yet, I just a personal vow. I'm gonna parade it over every social media outlet I have.
Oh, it actually, yeah, it's not two men who scuff with him. It's a wife One was a woman in a heroin. Bondi shooting victim attempted to grab the gun but got shot. A photograph has surfaced on social media depicting a man seated on the road approximately 1 meter away from Sajid, grasping the weapon after apparently wresting it from him while a woman stands nearby. A social media user noted that many people may not be aware that at the outset of the incident, 2 individuals were amongst the first to identify the gunman and bravely attempted to disarm him. The user added that tragically they were shot and killed in the process, further stating that they were heroes too, having stepped forward in the face of extreme danger.
And the shooter did, at least Mishka is clarifying that the shooter did have a sidearm.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Benny Von Blanco saying if only Australia could stick up to their government the same way, they would probably still have their gun rights. Base Girl, holy shit, great to see you, sweetheart. Rest in peace to our neighbors across the ditch. Rest in peace to them, and a massive salute and a prayer for the heroes that died that day.
Look at these people. They didn't deserve any of this.
The best of intentions
and that guy
pure
in the
heroism.
purple, that guy in the purple said, "No one deserves this, not on my watch."
That's exactly what it takes for someone to own the title of hero.
Badass.
You know,
dude.
when the moment comes for fight or flight and you choose fight and you make that decision, you got a 50-50 shot.
But yeah, even if you even if you succeed or fail, you're still a fucking hero in my book, no matter what.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Here's the second guy. This guy got shot twice too, after he fucking wrestled it from him. Full screen this.
Oh, and thank you guys at the very least for helping us get this close to the milestone of the night. We're just grateful for anything we can get in the time that you guys spend with us. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't, hit the thumbs up and look forward to seeing us every week, at least 2 to 3 times.
Y'all rock. We gotta get past that part. YouTube doesn't want to see people laying. Oh my God, that's the purple shirt guy.
That's when he's down.
Holy shit. I just connected. So the bridge, the bridge is back this way. That's purple shirt guy. That's the car they were wrestling in front of. Holy fuck.
Wow. Oh.
I never connected the two at all until right now. That's the car that's where they were. That's purple shirt guy and his wife. Fuck.
So they jumped over that fucker?
But I'm saying like the bridge is behind the car. They retreated back. The bridge is, if you see my mouse, the bridge is over here.
Okay.
So it's just walking distance. They go back like right here and they can walk on that crosswalk. So that's the fucking purple shirt guy. Fuck.
I had to full screen it. Okay. Yeah. I hope they do something with that area at the very least. Some memorial. Something for every victim.
So here's, and dude, not long after that, fucking second hero goes and runs after him. There's purple shirt guy. He's out. And look at this motherfucker just waiting in the cut, dude. All right, dude. Fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna get you. Bam. I'm gonna get you, bitch. Boom. Get him.
He takes one.
Why didn't he fucking shoot him? I don't understand that. Hopefully he wasn't giving him sympathy. Hopefully it was just like, I don't know what to do here.
That's a whole other element there. You know, like you can go in hero mode. Doesn't mean you're prepared to kill.
I know.
You know, yeah.
But
yeah,
hopefully
I know.
It wasn't like my religion is your religion thing too. Here's empathy.
I mean, all possibilities being available, yes,
dude, look,
sure. But who knows?
Guy.
Who the fuck knows?
Look how fucking big that motherfucking gun is. He just charges him from behind.
That is a bona fide.
And that's the dad. And the dad just got fucking butt fucked by the other two guys previously, the other lady and the wife. The guy's not doing good, man. Look at that. He's got the gun on him. So remember,
at least that much resistance.
Yeah.
You know, he probably expected an easy fucking little massacre and, you know, big all over the news. But no, you look like a bitch twice, motherfucker.
You got bitched out twice, dude. Look at that. I think he got shot in the butt. And look at the dad just walking away now.
Got nothing to do now, you little punk. Dude's bleeding out a little bit at this point.
He is. He got shot twice.
Damn. It is so devastating to see that first shot.
It never clicked to me. It never clicked to me. Like literally right now it clicked to me and I realized, holy shit, that's the first fucking video. That's the first area that it happened on.
Within that, I mean, I don't want us to look up anything, but how long, what was the duration of this shooting? It wasn't a long time.
I was looking it up. I did want to look up the timeline. It says the attack Sunday the 14th, early evening. Let's see. Around 6:40 p.m. is when emergency services started to receive calls about a public place shooting at Bondi Beach. 6:47, some accounts put the initial emergency call incident at around 6:47. The shooting unfolds. Police and ambulance response ramps up. At the scene, one perpetrator is killed by police. The other is critically injured and taking. So it seems, that's it. Right now, it's now 16 dead. It went from 15 to 16 and 40 injured.
Jesus. Another layer to the heroism here. Thank you, Lauren Hall. I got your name wrong initially. I apologize. He could have been mistaken for the shooter too. He took like every risk.
Oh yeah,
every risk.
If once we get to the when the second shooter, so there's video, we see both shooters finally get taken down, but some dude runs up after the second shooter gets taken down, and he kind of runs up, and he actually does. I think he gets mistaken for one of the shooters because while they're in a scuffle with police, one of the civilians comes up and just fucking decks him. And and the police detain him, but then let him go. Like you can see all this happen within a matter of a few moments. But before we get to that video, I want to just highlight two more tales of heroism. Let's see right here. In the aftermath of the mass killing, a country rolling from one of the worst hateful fuel attacks ever on its soil, allegedly committed by an Australian resident who arrived from India. Look for some hope amid their grief. Stories of heroism have started to emerge. They included the tale of a married couple, Boris and Sophia Gurman, who were both killed while trying to stop one of the shooters as he climbed from his car. Fucking A. Then Reuven, R-E-U-V-E-N, Reuven Morrison, 62, was also killed while trying to stop the horror, according to his daughter, Shayna Gutnick. After Al Muhammad wrestled the gun from one shooter, a person, Gutnick, identified as Morrison, is seen throwing objects at the gunman before he was shot by the second man. Like we have that video. Acts of courage like these were cited by many on social media and in news outlets as examples of what Australians should mean to be. So just like two more people just like, fuck you. Fuck you, not on my watch.
It is, I mean, it's a fucking cold day, but it's very heartwarming to know that so many people were up and willing to fight that fight and take that risk. That is otherworldly.
Hot damn.
To all the unsung heroes.
And these guys obviously had like training. I mean, like, look at this guy just going at it as far as his bolt action rifle. Let me see. Right here.
Oh.
It's just him. It's just showing him how he uses the rifle. Look how efficient he is. Like, it's a bolt action.
Yeah. No, he definitely had a bit of practice, without a doubt.
This is after.
I wonder how deep
his
the
dad was
connection to
shot
ISIS
right here.
goes.
So he gets shot right here. So his dad's already down, like the piece of shit he is. And that's the first shot that happens to him. He does stand. There's the dad right there. For whatever reason, he puts his glasses on. I never understood this. But like not long after this, he gets taken out. The dad gets taken out.
I don't know if it's a live weapon or not.
Yeah, he's gone. That's when he looked back. That's when the dad got because he's a piece of shit. That's why.
So at least one is eliminated.
Yeah. Yep. At least one is eliminated. And dude, this is fucking crazy, right? This is people. I don't get this. It's almost like they don't understand what's going on. Like they're not he's not getting out of the way. And like nothing like in this video, nothing's happening, right? But like look where he's shooting forward. Okay? And like look at this guy, that guy's running. They're not even getting out of the way. They don't know what's going on. They're just pointing. Like it's almost like disbelief.
And which is my first initial gut reaction, given that we're talking about and looking at a country that is not accustomed to having guns out and having this kind of shit go down. Whereas I believe in America, we would see, immediate panic and movement.
That was a clip of the second one going down. But watch this. I want to show you what I'm looking for here is the guy who kind of runs up after the two actually get shot.
Just a little call out to, in case you end up watching or your pocket watching, to those of you that are posting all this nonsense and these pictures that you claim aren't AI, but I check them myself and vet them, and they are, saying that these are all fucking actors and that this is another false flag conspiracy. We all celebrate free thinking, but when the evidence is so available, fuck you. And you want this to be some sort of psyop simply because of confirmation bias and your own narrative, not because of any reason like, lives being spared. No, it's because you want to win some argument.
Yeah. Is there ever bad people in the world that just do bad things? Like, does it always have to be this convoluted type thing? Watch this. So, like, look at this guy. I'm going to play it right after the second shooter goes down so we don't get in trouble. All right. So, let's see. Okay. So I think he just went down. So there he is. He goes down right there. And, okay, so watch this. So some other dude runs up. I don't get this. So now civilians are coming up and are trying to tell the cops, like, they're down. They're down. He's down. He's down. He's down. But look, watch back here. I guess I should full screen this, maybe.
Yeah, I trust your caution.
But look, okay, so they're both down. We're not seeing anything. But somebody like runs up for whatever reason. Where's he at?
I saw him on the right hand side, and now he's.
All right, so a guy in the white shirt's walking up right here. Like this guy in the black shirt back here, he's gonna run all the way up. And like, what a crazy thing to do. They're not even there yet. You might get shot at, and guess what? He gets shot at. Because, like, how the fuck are they supposed to know? It literally just finished, like, 20 seconds ago. Why don't you stay the fuck away? Huh?
What is he trying to accomplish?
I have no idea, but look, he's right there. And watch, boom, they shot at him. He's just trying to tell them, I guess, that they're dead or something. He's trying to go in there and saying they're down. But, like, bro, dude. So, but this guy gets mistaken as one of the dudes now.
Oh my God.
And a little bit of kerfuffle happens. This is the fog of war. Look, you see the guy in the white shirt just kicked one of the guys laying down?
Yeah.
Look, and the guy in the white shirt who just kicked the guy down just punches the guy who was there after, you know what I mean? Like, he just punched the black shirt guy as if the black shirt guy, look, he punches him. Right here. Boom! Punches him. And now the black shirt guy kicks him back. And now they're gonna put the black shirt guy in handcuffs real quick. They're putting him down on the ground. And the guy in the white shirt goes to kick him again.
pure chaos.
It's pure chaos. But black shirt guy, not long after, that people say it's not him, he's fine. He look, he's not in handcuffs anymore. He's free. So this guy right here, you see the guy in no shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to guy in no shirt. We're going to go to a different angle with guy in no shirt. Guy in no shirt right here comes up. He's just pissed, bro.
I think this is the romper stomper.
Yeah, this is the guy in no shirt. Guy in no shirt right here, right top screen. He's gonna come up.
Fucking bash it!
And he fucking stomps on Dad's head.
The dad again. Good.
I know the dad got everything. He got jacked twice and then stomped on after he's passed away, right? But this is another weird thing is the cops then trying to resuscitate Pops. It's showing, and just like, but it just goes to show you like the weirdness of like they just unalive, and there's no shirt guy, but they just unalived a bunch of people. But you got to follow procedure, and what? That guy almost threw up. They told him to get out of there. He went, ugh. Listen.
He's dead. Good. They have to, but fucking. Take a walk.
He went, I get it.
Okay, there's heroism, and then there's something I'm coining right now known as over-involvement syndrome, where because it's an event and you're there, you feel like you have to be a part of it, and it has nothing to do with heroism. So that I'll call out, even though I just made it up.
It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Like you might accidentally get shot. It was just a dumb move. Like you're trying to help, but like you're saying, like it's not time to help yet. Why don't you hold back?
You're making yourself an unintended innocent target, and then you even throw the chaos and just further disarray by attacking someone.
Here's a guy. Here's a guy admitting to stomping on the guy's head. Ready? There's some fun.
Was in a pretty bad way. He actually died, and the other one was in a pretty critical condition. But people were just stomping on his head. I got a pretty good dog shot on his head as well, but I feel like it was pretty well deserved.
I got a pretty good dog shot on his head as well, but I felt it was pretty deserved
considering the circumstances.
I would agree. Right? Would you agree? You think it was pretty well deserved?
After they're detained and things are somewhat in control. All kudos. Well, to get yours in.
That's fine. You can get one. That's fine. You can get one. They just unalive 16 people, hurt 40 people. Yeah. Okay, you can get one in. No problem.
I might have even, let 4 more slide.
Yeah.
Given the chance.
Buddy, I'm going to look away. Do your thing real quick. I'll be right back to you. What?
Okay.
So, man.
Oh, it's just Australia. Fog of a world without the cross, seek righteousness, our Lord Jesus. Well, Reach, let me just say, with the place in my journey that I am, I'll say amen. I think the journey can be beneficial for those that are seeking, but, I'm not going to sit here and generalize that it's for everyone.
Mishka says, okay, family has arrived, and I need to go. Love and respect as always, Em. Do your thing, Mishka.
God bless you, Mishka. We love you here at Stuck in the Middle.
Yes, actions. The dad died, and I believe the son is the one who's still alive.
Correct.
So, indubitably. Listen, we still got a bunch of people hanging out. We got some nice views right now. I know we kind of went over our time a little bit. Do you want to save the Candace thing for Thursday?
Oh yeah.
I mean, at this point, I think we only should. We can. I would love to play you a funny video or two and then get out of here.
Yeah, this is what we call, by the way, for those of you that are new here, palate cleansers. After looking at a world that feels oh so broken, we like to change it up a little bit. So yeah, let's do the thing.
Yeah,
but please do follow up with us on. It might be Thursday or Saturday.
No. I'm out. Thursday
night. I work Thursday.
Yeah, Friday morning, I'm gone. Whether it's to New York or to work, but after work, I'm to New York. So
then we'll talk schedules after the stream.
Yeah, Thursday would be my last one. But with that said, I wanted to say one more thing. But fuck it. Yeah. Well, we're gonna try to do Thursday. Let me pull up these 2 funny videos for you. real quick, if you don't mind.
No, do your thing. Thursday's going to be a neat one, guys. It's going to be a very large and broad conversation that it's going to get heated. The phone lines are going to get hot, and we depending on who's all here, we might have the panels open. Before anything and everything else, we are a channel that's representative of a larger piece, which is the conversation. So everybody's welcome.
And Joe Pond better call back, because I'm going to do some research on that TPUSA thing that they allegedly posted, and I want to see if the grade was biased or not. I would love to see. So, and I'll be honest. I'm
gonna give him a real IRL call tomorrow, and he will be there. I'll make sure of that.
All right, check this out. This happened in 1996. It's been bringing me joy for almost 30 years now. Okay. This is a man in Brazil, all right, and he gets electrocuted by grapes online, and he's fine, all right. It was like one of those things where like you touch an outlet and you get shocked, but like unfortunately a lot of these other countries, I don't know if they have OSHA or they don't have proper rules to follow, but they don't really hook up their electrical circuits properly. Okay. So this guy goes to grab some grapes, and it's just his his pain brings me so much joy. I really feel bad saying that, but here it is.
He survived.
Yeah.
And that's important.
He's fine. He's fine. He did survive in all his pain. Let me see if I can make this a better screen real quick. How about this? Let's see.
I'm gonna
this one. Perfect. Got it.
Chat, I see ya, and I'm glad that everybody's engaging. I'm gonna full screen this so I can see what we're all about to see.
Here we go. Let me get this a little. Come on, man. Don't do that to me.
Did you say this was from 1996 or something?
It is. It's from 96. It's from Brazil.
I was in 6th grade. My God.
In 96. And he just falls over so awesomely. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
Y'all ready for this?
Damn.
Here, for example, there is... Hey. Here,
who's talking?
For example, there is.
Who's is the narrator a voiceover?
Yeah, like I think what it is, it's like a broadcast. It's like news. So like the news anchorman is throwing it to the guy on the field. It's
Got it.
So Gary, he's over here by the grapes. Gary, how the grapes doing tonight for you? He's like, I gotta tell you, these grapes are fucking fantastic. Let me bring you some green grapes real quick for you.
Here, for example, there is.
I needed the one for the road. Thank you.
I know, it's so good.
Well
good.
done.
It's so
His name was Gary, was it?
Yeah, Gary. Yep.
Gary.
And the last one, I've never seen such good karate in the hood, right? But if I was ever to say what a good karate move would be, it would have to end in wah, right? Like you perform the move, but then you go wah, right? You have to do that.
This is universal.
Right.
I mean, and movies have been teaching this.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm about to show you that it is universally true for everyone, that everyone is learning karate as far as the hood goes. Are you ready for this?
Bring it on. Bring it to life.
Full screen. Bam.
I even hear in some circles when people finish jerking the gherkin, they do the wah. All right.
Ready?
Yeah, do this thing.
You see her do it? She went real quick. Like she does it real quick, but you gotta watch it. She tries, but she gets attacked.
Are we safe with this contact?
What's that?
Is YouTube critical of the physical?
Oh, this is fine. This is two strippers fight. YouTube gives no shits about this. No one got harmed in this.
Okay.
Yeah. If anything, just a little pride, right? Because she does a perfect karate kick, and you see her go, watch.
So that makes it
ready?
She's
karate kick.
She's
boom and ready. You saw her go.
I sure did.
Dude, she's on one there. If that's what she finished it off with,
This reminds me very much of Jon Stewart's moments of Zen.
Oh yeah, exactly. And now your moment of Zen. One more time.
God, I missed that show.
One more time for posterity, sir.
Oh, jeez, you're an addict.
I love. I can't. I love it. I love her. Bam! Fucking perfect. God, so good, so good.
Teach her to be a lady.
Yeah. No, what? That is a lady. That's a lady I want on my side. A defensive.
Okay, true that.
You know.
In all seriousness,
beat up all the men that intimidate me. You know, because I'm such a wuss. You know.
Well, I mean, this is widely known and circulated throughout the social media.
Yeah.
Let me see real quick, not to put anybody on pressure, how we did with the goal. We're just blessed and happy that all of you were champions and MVPs because it's all of you. We're just the faces on the screen. It's your voices that make this what it can be.
All right, not bad,
so
not bad. 11 away.
We're close.
Listen, a win is a win.
A W is a W. So I guess with that, I'll just say my thanks, one and all, to the OGs, to the newbies. Thank you for being with us and for giving us a shot. Like, subscribe if you have yet to. Please check out CFAL's channel, by the by.
Hi, Internet.
Please be sure to catch us on Thursday.
Yes, indeed. We'll be coming back on Thursday, the last show of the year. We'll have some fun. We'll hang out with you guys. We'll go over some fun topics, and yeah, we'll have some fun. So with that said, if you want to help us achieve that goal, this will be replayed. You still got some time. We're trying to get to, what would we say? Oh, yeah, 2040.
Yeah.
No, 240. 240. It's kind of smelly in here. I'm a little 240. Get it? 240?
Okay, well,
I tried.
Yeah, you'll learn once
horrible.
you stick with us a little longer.
Yeah,
You'll get used to the punnery like myself.
Thank you so much. Stuck in the Middle loves you all. We'll see you next time.
Salute. Stay stuck. Stay heroes. God bless.